Good evening. Good evening. Yeah, Dominic, Domino, ho, Frida Weed. See now. No, I'm not at the kebab shop. I'm here. I wasn't gonna be here. I've been asleep on the couch, and I was thinking of spewing this. But thought I'd show my face. So, good evening. Are you well? Hopefully, good evening, Sal. Hopefully, I'll be joined by Ian. Can't beat the weed at some point. He wants to discuss mud floods with you in the Tartarian Empire. Good evening, Teresa. I need an expert. That David Jones who comes on here is quite good. I wonder if he'll jump on the live stream and educate us in all things Tartaria. Yeah, I've been asleep on the couch, so David Icke's here as well. The party has officially started, to be fair. 18 people watching this shit. My eyes are getting really bad. My eyes are getting really blurry staring at screens. What can you do? Don't stare at screens. I'm taking my time tonight. I'm just easing my way into this one. So 23 people. Helen Maiden, good evening, Helen. Are you well, love? You may have seen there's no Martin Redding tonight. Unfortunately, there's no Martin Redding tonight. You may have seen on the thumbnail Martin Redding in a purple floppy hat. Is it pink? A purple floppy hat and lipstick and a woman's coat. That isn't photoshopped. That was Martin this morning. I assumed he was coming on tonight. He's very unpredictable. And so some of you who didn't, thank you, Ian. Thank you, Ian. Won't be long. Some of you may have saw from last. Some of you may have seen at the end of last night's live stream. Martin put one of his sister's hats on, a pink floppy hat. So I thought, you know what, that would be good. That would be good on a thumbnail, you know. So I said, can you? I messaged him. I said, can you do a thumbnail wearing that pink floppy hat? And he sent me a picture back with the hat on, but lipstick on and a woman's coat. I think Martin's in the middle of some process, to be fair. But yeah, Ian's in. 27 watching 20. Bear with me. Can you see how tired I am? I'm all or nothing with live streams. Either I do them loads and burn myself out, I just don't do them at all. So there you go. So without further ado, let us bring on young Ian. Can't beat the weed. Wow. And if anybody else wants to jump on, you're more than welcome. I've contacted Mr. B of Mr. B's Buildings Firms. I just wrote in his comment section. I'd like to do a live stream interview with him. I think I'm going to. I think I don't want to say next year because it sounds so fucking gay. Next week, I'm going to start contacting interesting guests for potential live stream interviews. You know, just a thought. You never know, you're looking at a raffle. There's a bloke called Matt from a company called Cultivate Elevate. Dr. Robert from Health and Freedom UK had him on. And he knows all about Tartaria. Because it really interests me, that stuff. Anyway. Here's Ian. $25 people watching this shit. Of course, I'll be on the scrounge all evening. That's what I do. There's a buy me a coffee link in the chat if you want to do that. If you don't, that's fine. I've got my own coffee. I bought some coffee anyway from Tesco. It's Tesco's own brand for £1, and it tastes as good as Nescafe. Top tip. Good evening, Ian.
Easy, Jimmy, mate. How's you doing, lad?
I'm a bit tired, sir, but I'm all right. What do you know?
Well, I know you just woke up, and you lazy man, you're not going to sleep tonight, no.
I will. Trust me, I will. I'm just, it's like doing. I've had a fucking boring day because I've been waiting. I've had fucking murder with. They have to do these gas checks on these houses, right? And, 8:30 in the morning, I get a text message from Liberty Gas saying your engineer's on his way. So, okay, then, fair enough, get it to the way. 12 o'clock, no sign. I rang him up, this bird, and she says, "Hang on, I'll check out where he is." And she goes, "He's currently at your premises." I says, "Unless he's fucking invisible, love, he's not in my house." And she goes, "Well, he's at your premises now." I says, "He's not, love." She goes, "Oh, hang on then, I'll find out where he is." She hung up on me. Then I get a fucking text message through saying, a second later, we were unable to gain access to your premises, but I've been in the fucking house all day in the living room. And then I rang them back, and they said, "Oh, we'll get somebody out at 3 or 4 o'clock." And I said, "What happens if they don't come at 3 or 4 o'clock?" He says, "Well, we'll work till after 5. And I just said, "I just lost my shit." I just said, "You're nothing but a bunch of useless cunts." You know what I mean? But he did care. The bloke was all right when he came, to be fair. And fuck me, I've cut my knee open. This fucking ironing board I've got.
No way.
It has a fucking piece of metal sticking out. And I thought this last night. I thought, that's a fucking accident waiting to happen. Why have I never noticed this? I've cut my fucking knee open.
No way.
Sorry, yeah.
Do you mean, is your ironing board up? Is your ironing board up?
I don't have a computer desk. We're actually I'm talking to you from an ironing board. My laptop's on a shoebox on an ironing board. That's a state-of-the-art kind of thing. And also an ironing board that's evidently dangerous from a mini-mart.
You insured? Have you got it insured?
Fucking hell, it's fucking it's too far my fucking knee out, but we will carry on.
Yeah,
we've got 36 people watching this shit. How's your day been?
Do you know, honestly, mate, I've had a quite nice Christmas. I've had a quiet one. I've been over in Yorkshire. I went to Denholm. My daughter lives there. I went to her nan's house on the mum's side, and I was right paranoid about it, but it went well. It was a nice day. Do you know what I mean? And then Boxing Day, I heard that the house, it's like smaller than my place, do you know what I mean? And I heard that how many people were going to be there. I'm like, I'll watch Kaelin at home. It's all right, you go and have fun. So I stayed at home with my son and my grandson. That was nice. Today, just come back home with dogs.
Well, I kind of get that because I got invited out on Christmas Day, and I thought, you know what? I can't be fucking asked talking to people. I can't be asked being questioned because there were people who knew me well. They invited me out. I thought, you know what? Are they feeling fucking sorry for me? Because I don't need people to feel sorry for me. A and B. Can I actually deal with small talk and fucking, you know, like
it's hard work, man.
Yeah,
it's hard work.
I really can't stand being questioned anymore. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I've gone weird as I've gone older and gone really. Even though I try and push myself, that occasionally I will back off.
It's like you got to defend yourself all the time, man. That's what I think, and I get what you mean. Where I'm feeling sorry for me, do you know what I mean? I get that a lot. It's like one of my Christmas presents. What I got, I weren't expected. Right, she never told a nan that were coming over. Right, so I've got a packet of biscuits, a custard creams, to be fair, from Aldi as a present. Because, do you know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm grateful of that. I like custard creams anyway. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I wasn't expecting nothing at all. Do you know what I mean? I got a jumper what says you went shopping and all you got me for Christmas was this Poundland jumper, but I've left it over bloody there, innit?
Fair play. But you know what's weird now? How you can get Greg's tracksuits. Have you seen them at Poundland? You can get a Greg's track. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck all that's about.
Mate, you can get Greg's gift cards. Who the fuck is buying gift cards from Greg's for the kids or the family, mate?
I think it's irony. I think it's just what scrubbers do for a laugh. But let me just answer. Greer, creating my reality. If you still want to do that live stream, I was not in my right head last year, and I didn't get around to getting you and your husband on talking about spirituality and whatnot, your healing system, what they have, which is good. She says traveling for 12 hours today on a train from St Ives, Cornwall. It's been chaos. I wouldn't have fancied that, to be honest with you.
I bet. How many people's gone there for Christmas, man? Bare people in it.
Good to be home. I hope everyone has had a good Christmas. You too. But get in touch, Greer. I'm on a new number, by the way, so I don't know if you still got my email. I'll just put your email up or whatnot.
So
Ian,
go on.
Come on.
I sent you a video earlier, didn't I? Right. I haven't put it up on my channel or anything, right? Because it was pointless, wasn't it? But I was just doing it to show you the buildings and how we go down. Do you know, like we was on about overnight about what do you call it? The mud what?
The mud flood.
The mud flood.
Now, I know I'm very vague on this. I just know that there was an empire called the Tartarian Empire, and at some point in history, they ruled the world, and they put all these amazing buildings up.
So is this like in the last 1,000 years or the last couple of 100 years?
Ian, that's a very good question. I should imagine it's in the last few hundred years because I don't think the buildings would last thousands of years, to be fair.
Well, I've seen pictures, right? I'm sorry, and it's all like 1800s kind of buildings, but like massive. And do you know what I mean? I've seen all these pictures and that because I follow Tartarian sites on Facebook and
that. There's a bloke called Matt. And I can't remember his second name is, but he's on Instagram as Cultivate, Elevate, and they kind of do their own supplements, which are very good, to be fair. And they talk about all mad shit like basically since World War II, 9,000 bells were destroyed, and apparently bells were used for a healing frequency. So there's all this kind of and linen. When people used to sleep on linen, real linen had healing qualities, or healing properties rather. And it goes into depth about how basically the society has changed everything and inverted everything, so it makes it kind of not as good for you as it used to be in every way, kind of thing. I watched this mad fucking video today about Monster, the drink. It said the three claws on a monster represented the three nails that nailed Jesus to a cross. And
I heard something like that, but I heard something to do with the signs for something in hell.
Yeah, Arabic. It's a 666, isn't it? And you know, this live stream is going to be all over the place with information because I only know bits about things, so I'm probably the world's most misinformed man.
That's the best thing, though, to keep the comments going as well, because some people know different things. I know bits of things about lots of things. I don't know full things about anything, hardly.
Well, hang on. David Jones is in. David Jones knows a lot. David, would you care to jump on the live stream, or are you kind of a private man who wants to exist in the comment section? That's fine. Yeah, that's true. Why they invented rubber soles on your shoes?
Yeah, I've heard that.
That's true. You know what? That grounding is a big thing. I do it in summer a lot, but I'm shit at going into nature into winter because it's so depressing. You know what I mean? You go in nature in winter, and I must be completely disconnected from nature because you go in and all trees are dead and it's bare, and I just think I can't be arsed. It's fucking
winter. I've just been through graveyard, right? And I've told you before about that Ivy Wood, who's from she was from Hyde. She was only a young girl. I went to see her grave, man. She died in like 1910. I've never met her, but the story is it's just horrible and sad. But I went to her grave, and it's like 6-8 foot away from the path, and it was just slushy, horrible, man. Do you know what I mean? I like nearly fucking slipped a few times. But it just the weather, winter's horrible for anything, but it's meant to really work, that grounding. I've thought about it myself, and I've done it a few times, but I've not done it consistently. Do you know what I mean?
well, a way you can it's about the electrons, isn't it? You're getting electrons off the earth, and a way you can do it, basically, if you don't want to ground, it's a secondary way of doing it. If you've got a dog, or which you have, and or a cat, obviously they go outside and they ground, they connect with the earth. If you like when you stroke your cat and your dog and everything, you get electrons off. Watch this mad video. It's all madness, really. It's not.
So that's why it's so therapeutic, isn't it? Because everyone says they get dogs for therapy. Do you know what I mean? It helps them when they're stroking dogs and everything to feel better. So that's probably why. But have you thought like who was it who said then about the rubber soles? How many obstacles are in our way, right, for us to naturally feel good? Do you know what I mean?
They want to disconnect you from every aspect and distort everything. You know, even changing the frequency of music from 432 hertz to 440 hertz, which makes it more aggressive. And
that's mad.
But 4-3, and I've done that experiment. Chris D, I don't know if you're watching this. Hello, Chris. Get well soon. I'll come and see you soon. We've played music. He plays music at 432 hertz, and I've sung and done songs at 432 hertz, and you can actually feel the music go through you, and but you don't get that feeling. Although music's still great at 440 hertz. At 432 hertz, it's more healing. You know.
How do you?
Sorry.
How do you change that? Like I'll use my telly on my phone. How can I change it back down to 432 hertz? Then?
With a musical instrument, you can buy a special tuner that will kind of like pitch it to obviously you just tune the strings. With television and shit, I think there's not a lot you can do. There's stuff on YouTube. Music at 432 hertz now. The authenticity of it and how genuine that is, it's anybody's guess. You can't really fucking prove, can you, unless you've got some kind of sound meter.
Yeah, because they could be just putting nice, relaxing, chilled music on, and you thinking, "Oh yeah, look, I'm getting that feeling." And
do you know what's really good? What you should try, and it's really mad. David Jones says they want you to be in your lowest chakra, which is red. That's why they portray the devil as the color red. David Jones knows. To be fair, David Jones knows his shit. To be fair, we really need to get David Jones on. It's not a conspiracy channel by any means, but a lot of this stuff really interests me. You know, it really kind of interests me.
Why? Right? It's everything a conspiracy. Someone's got to have lied about something for people make their minds wonder and conspire. You know, I don't know, but
yeah,
conspire. Thank you.
I think people deep down, most people know that things aren't right, but they just kind of accept things as they are. Sorry.
I think myself, right, that different generations before, like army took over and government took over, so obviously going into like mid to late 1800s, I think people physically seen things. Like there's a lot of famous paintings from 1500s and stuff, isn't there, with alien crafts in them. People still say I've seen programs because I don't know why he's put that in there. He must have just thought it was good or something. I'm like, how has he 500 years ago known that spaceship is real unless he'd actually seen it? He's probably never seen a metal object.
Well, do you know what? In the hieroglyphics with helicopters, there's hieroglyphics with helicopters in, and space and the statues of spacemen. You know what I mean? And it's like I read in the book that they found a nuclear reactor millions of years old.
Yeah.
They reckon that's why there's deserts. The only reason there's deserts is because there was nuclear wars that decimated everything.
Well, they're finding so many things underground, yeah, and it's weird. I've told you this before, man, but you might have forgot. Have you heard about Admiral Byrd in like
didn't he fight with the aliens in Antarctica?
Thank you. Everyone says you're talking shit, Ian, but his logs are in the National Museum, British Museum, and in the logs it says that he went to the centre of the North Pole and he see fucking flying objects coming out of it. And this is like, what, 1910, 1918 or something? How's he just imagining that?
The thing
An
is,
airplane, but all he just made, do you know what I mean? And I find that weird.
Well, people, no one's allowed to go to Antarctica, are they?
Do you remember a few years ago, we had a summit there, I think it was about 10 years ago, 2012 or something. All family around the world went, all the fucking leaders of the world went, but no cameraman was allowed to go past a certain point.
Interesting.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like, why? What are we hiding? But it was meant to be just a secret summit, to sort things out. Why are we doing it in North Pole?
I mean, it ties in with this flat Earth thing. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm open-minded, and to be fair, I'm not really asked if the Earth's flat or not. Flat Earthers annoy me because of how angry they get about it. There's so much they
determined.
Get so they kind of annoy me. But that, I'm open-minded to whether the Earth is flat or not. But if this is if this is the case, they reckon that there is another kind of world beyond Antarctica.
I was just thinking about that, and I was just going to try and change the conversation towards it. I watched the thing of a day, right, of a week or something, and it said that our stars, they're not really stars, they're just holes in a bubble, and our sun is a light bulb on top, and that's why it reflects, right? And then it says, mate, it's weird. There's some really far-fetched stuff out there, but if you think about it, all our history, we've got goblins, demons, and everything like this, right? Where the fuck have we? But apparently, there's loads of other little places on our planet what have got like monsters, and they've got their own thing where they've been experimented with, and there's all these other things. And I'm like, I know it sounds fucked, but how do we know what's true when they can't even tell us that fucking Roswell was happened, and everybody knows that, right? And we're still expected to believe governments around the world about aliens. It's like, Nick Pope, he actually quit his job with the government, right, because we didn't take him seriously about aliens, and he came out, and now he's famous as all telling about his alien stories. We wouldn't have heard about that one, what is it, Rattigan Forest or something, the American, an American base. It wasn't Rattigan, it was something like that. Oh. And a spaceship actually landed in an American base in England, right, and it had all hieroglyphics, everything, right. We recorded it. Voice recorded it, all the noises and what we were saying around it and explaining it. And it got knocked back. It got knocked away as if it wasn't real. But that's American government's doing that. And why is it going to just an American base? I don't know.
We don't know anything about ourselves. We're like the lost children. We're the lost children of time or whatever. Because we're like with adopted children who don't know who never found their real parents. There's always that kind of trauma.
Well,
sorry, Ian.
No, go on. Sorry, I interrupted you, mate.
I just think basically because we're all very traumatized. Every one of us has trauma in different ways. Most of us have, and I think that must obviously you could say, well, it just come from your parents, but some of it's lineal. It's ancestral, a lot of this trauma, where it kind of comes from, and I think part of it we don't know who we are, but we really don't know. You got the church telling you this, and then you've got other people telling you that, and then there's a school of thought which I kind of buy into, that we was kind of genetically engineered by aliens, and we were fucked up. We were rewired to be a slave race, and
Yeah.
I think in the process of the rewiring, it's like getting somebody who's not from council that fit you a cooker, or you know what I mean, and you know what I
Do you know,
mean.
I've had a theory
What?
about why racism is, right? I've really had a theory, and I'm putting it down to aliens, and I'll tell you why. Because of the same thing you just said then, we're being made to be slaves, right? It wasn't, I don't believe it was actually white people, right? I believe this land, all this planet, mate, was black. You look at all history of this planet.
It was black. Is it into term Ethiopia? Well, the Anunnaki were in Ethiopia, in Iraq. David Jones, I mean, I sound like a dickhead because I'm only pulling little pieces of it. We need more experts on, but.
Well, I really think on that same thing. I really think I think so many things, but I believe this and this and this. I really believe that we're in a simulation right now. In my thought, I believe we're all in a simulation, and I really do believe that. So I'm trying to change my thoughts to good things. But on that, I think white people was the aliens. We've come to this planet and invaded this planet. Do you know what I mean? And then became too many of us, so thought, right, we've got to enslave all of them now. So that's why none of us knows history. Do you know what I mean? Have I told you that theory about a king in 1700s? It was fucking crazy or something. I heard this like a year ago. And this king was meant to be a bit loopy, but he was a storyteller. And he wrote 300 years of history, right? And that's all the things we know is the 300 years of history, what he's made as a story. So in reality, if that's true, we're not in the year 2023. We're in the year 1723.
Okay.
I know, mate. There's so many mad things, but when you think of them, they all sound really believable and like why they're being hidden.
It's true.
I can't remember who that king was, but it's look it up, that people.
Well, let me just say, David Jones is the Aurora Borealis. If that's pronounced right. Is electric energy being released from the center of our Earth plane. Compasses all point to north, the center. Magnetic Mount Meru. And as usual, we aren't allowed to go there.
I have heard a theory about why compasses always go north.
Let me just say diddly bit. Good evening. Sorry, Ian, carry on.
No, I can't see the comments because I'm on my phone, so I'd rather look at your face and talk to you than look at the comments. Do you know what I mean? Because I think it's more respectful. But I don't know, the conspiracy things with who we are, I think can go on forever. We all know there's these empires, man. It's like no one knows really how far away the Egyptians were, because we've now found new evidence that it's like 10,000. The Sphinx and the pyramids are like 10,000 years old, even older. Do you know what I mean? When they said 6,000, that was a top layer, and we've found now that there's different layers to the building, and it goes deeper and everything. Do you know what I mean? Mate, all the history of what you see, all buildings, people say what we do and theorize this and that, and have their theory on it. But when it's on TV, they're never going to tell you it's aliens, because media is a mass brainwashing place. It's the same people who are trying to enslave us who are brainwashing us.
It can blow your mind. I mean, it's very fascinating. Well, if you sit and think about it, it can blow your mind. Basically, you know what I mean? All that goes on, and all that's gone on. You know,
the ones what's really got me, it's really made me think more. Not just the simulation one, but the one where just test subjects on this planet, and there's different test subjects with their own fucking atmosphere, fake atmosphere, and like a whole lid and that. I think there's many of them on this planet. How come Earth is a really small planet compared to Neptune? But woman, so we've just got his son's ordered to take away in it, and he's like, show you.
I thought the CIA had got to your dog then and sending it like energy waves to
Oh, mate, honestly, right, he's a cross, right? He looks really like a boxer. I've already had him in like a 2 week, and I love him a bit already. He's so good. But we've got a ban on XL bullies starting on the 31st of December of this year. right? And we're going to be killing loads of them, man. Someone told me the other day that, you know, I know the same person. They've got their own kennels. You know, the sick of seeing dogs on the streets and that, so they're getting these dogs in, looking after them. But there's a lot of bullies. And RSPCA went to the house, where they were, with the police. And if the dog was aggressive at all, if it barked or did anything, they put a red chalk mark on it. Right? She had 19 dogs, 17 of them had that chalk mark. Only 2 of them had the green one, so 17 of them got put down there and then, and we put them back in the cages and left them there and went. The woman was in bits, mate.
So, somebody I know has this theory why they might be doing that, because like a dog like that could defend you. So perhaps have you thought about that, or have you heard anything?
I haven't, no. I've never thought of it until he had him, and I didn't think of what he was. Do you know what I mean? I just seen a picture of him and thought he's beautiful. Do you know what I mean? But to me, like I say, he really looks like a boxer. But I get that. But I don't think it's a dogs, man. All dogs have all got one mind, and that is love your owner, do what your owner says. It's people who change that mind. Do you know what I mean? You put a guy in prison and give a dog rehabilitation, that dog will change and be good. Will the guy? Probably not.
It's a case a lot of dickheads have ruined it for themselves and the breed, really, because you know you automatically think who owns them are either a drug dealer or a shit house or just a dickhead going around the state with it on a big thick chain. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of it's a certain type of person what's fucked it up, if anything. You know what I mean, kind of thing.
Chavs, mate, chavs.
You know, scrubbers in charge of like a dangerous animal potentially.
There's so many people out there now, right, who've got a beautiful, lovely, happy, trusting family dog, and if they don't get it, they've got to get it chipped. You've got to get it insured. You've got to have liability insurance. You've got to. There's about 5 things you've got to do. Do you know what I mean? And it's like licenses and all of this kind of thing. And whenever they're outside, we've got to have a muzzle on. But to me, that's going to piss them off and make them like that anyway. Sorry, I'm not trying to take over your thing.
No,
you know, this is, I like talking to you. I like talking to you.
It's interesting to talk about, because I have heard about it, but I've never really known much about it. You know, I didn't think it was actually a thing. I thought it was talk, or just discussing doing it, but they're actually doing it now. So
it comes in this month, and if you you've got to ring up and put your dog on do not kill list, basically. Do you know what I mean? And you've got to do that before the 31st of January of next year. Well, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, I think it's awful, man, just because of these horrible cunts. They're taking, look, honestly, they are so nice. If you wind any dog up, you can send it a bit crazy. If you love a dog and show it love. Like, you seen Rupert when I first got him, didn't you? Well, not when I first got him, but he was angry, he was horrible and everything. To see him now, he's changed, but they wanted to put him down when I first got him.
Yeah, nobody could deal with him, could they?
Exactly. And now I'll give him space, love, and that's all you need.
That's all you need. All you need is love. Let me just read. David Jones says, "We are all light beings. All of us are God consciousness. Activating your chakras is important, especially the crown chakra, the pineal. All about ascending or descending. Fair play to you." And he also says that the Grand Canyon is full of Egyptian stuff. That's why a huge portion of it is out of bounds. I didn't know. Go on. Sorry, go on.
Have you heard about? I've just watched some of the weekend. We've found in the Grand Canyon loads of things, right? And it's been, we think things are still under there in a cave, but you can't actually get to. Do you know what I mean? And it's weird, mate. It's been hidden off and everything, and it's so secretive. And I don't know. Well, if you think of America and aliens, then you think of the native Indians, right, who lived in America. All they did was talk to the gods, and the gods spot base, the meat and God and everything, man. And that's the aliens, do you know what I mean, who they've met. And that's why they've got the TPs and the smoke goes out, so it goes to them. The way everyone else thinks of religion is all bollocks. How can anyone believe that a burning bush talked to someone? How can anyone believe that something with the flames on a horse came out of the sky? In this day and age, you look at them stories in the Bible.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean?
Winged chariot. It talks about the winged chariots, doesn't it, and stuff like that.
And that's why we said we're making them in better image. I heard something years and years ago that there's like 4 races of aliens right out there. Well, there's many races of aliens, but they want this planet for their own. But there's a lot of battles in space for this planet. Did you hear this was? Did you hear in '80s Ronald Reagan sent a ship into space? It was a big like enterprise sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? And that happened. Never heard not from it. It's so secretive, and yeah, it's weird. But there's meant to be alien species really wanting to take this planet and kill the human race, and we've got like a couple of species trying to protect the human planet.
The Palladians. Is it the Anunnaki that want the planet for themselves?
It's something like that. I'm not sure the names.
What was I going to say? Yeah, that's why they reckon the chemtrailing, because it's terraforming the earth to change the kind of climate of it. You know what I mean?
I get you, but I always thought with chemtrails was just to poison the people. It's like you look at everywhere there's airports, right? There's cities where we are, many people have got like cancers and everything. Man. So I'm in a direct route. Do you know what I mean? Where I lived before was planes going over all the time, and you could hear them and a lot. And it's like, I don't know. People, a lot of pilots are coming out now, isn't it? Because they were sworn to secrecy. If they said anything, right, before like 5 years ago, they could get the license taken off them, sent to prison, you know, and stripped down and everything. But a lot of them now are coming out and saying, we're seeing stuff in the skies all the time. And it's weird. Have you heard that one about a plane never changes? Like, you know, this planet's meant to be circular, but a plane never goes over it like a circle. It only goes in a straight line.
Is that in keeping with the flat Earth business?
Yeah. It's weird, man. There's so many things, and some of them are so easy to believe. But go on, mate. Go on. Hiya, Haley.
Hello, Haley Bar. So, Ian, what's your take on the moon landings? I want to interview you. What's your thoughts on the moon landings?
I've had so many takes on it. Right. I used to believe that it was filmed by Roman Polanski.
Sorry, Ian. One take. Hello, Jeremy. Welcome back. Happy New Year. It's not New Year, but Happy Christmas. Go on, Ian. Sorry.
I've heard that Roman Polanski filmed it, right? Was it him? I'm sure it was meant to be, or someone like that.
Stanley Kubrick.
Stanley Kubrick, that was it. Yeah. I've heard a few different things, but what changes my mind is not Neil Armstrong, the other one who fucking beat someone up for asking him if.
What's that bloke called? I was trying to think of his name. Then he did that documentary.
It was Lance Armstrong. I was going to say Buzz Lightyear. It's not Buzz Lightyear.
The man who we hit.
I don't know.
I don't know. There's a documentary called "The Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon." Fucking hell, what's his name?
No way.
Raconteurs News interviewed him. What was his name? And he was the bloke who Neil Armstrong punched. Because he interviewed all of the astronauts, and he took a Bible with him. He said, "Swear on this Bible that you went to the moon," and they all kicked off. No, I know who the astronauts.
You know why they all kicked off for? Because the guy who actually punched him, he said years ago, "Oh man, you won't believe what we've seen." But then I've seen something else where go on. He said, I've seen this other thing where he says all of them are being told that they're not allowed to say anything, because if they say anything, they'll take all their family history out. So they'll take the mum out, the kids, the grandkids, great grandkids, take the whole bloodline out, and that's why. Because the guy, I can't remember his name. It's not Buzz Aldrin, is it? It's the other one. The only one I can't.
I'm thinking of the bloke who interviewed him and who they punched. Hang on, let me find his name.
But he said different things. He said he's made people believe this, and then he's insinuated that Do you know what I mean? That what I've just said about his bloodline taken out. He's insinuated them things, and then he totally changed it. He said, "No, I've never seen anything. I've never seen anything." And then attacked that guy for asking. I think he attacked that guy because it's the only option he could do. He didn't want to lie to people. Yeah.
Bert Sibrel,
could...
the man's name.
Go on.
So, sorry, Ian.
No worries. I've been talking shit anyway, me. Don't worry about it.
But the fellow was called Bert Sibrel, Bert Sibrel, and he did a documentary called "The Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon," and he like doorstepped all these astronauts with a Bible, and that's where Neil Armstrong cracked him, because he said, "Please," he said, "swear on this Bible that you went to the moon," and none of them would do it.
And it's shocking, though, because they've been to the moon, right? And if they've seen these things, so if you heard the theory that when they went to the moon and everything, there was different crafts all around them, right? Just watching them and everything, do you know what I mean? And they was in fear, and that's why it went down for the 30 seconds, right? Because they were saying, Houston, do you know what I mean? There's things watching us, and that's why it went down worldwide. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's all theory, because NASA will never tell us. NASA's owned by fucking Nazis, bro. Do you know what I mean? So
Eva von Braun was Eva von Braun, the head of NASA was it was a Nazi scientist, wasn't it?
He was one of the top Nazi scientists. When you think of things like that, boy, it's crazy. America, they took all the Nazi scientists. So a lot of the really top scientists, what are in America, from Austria, Germany, all these places, was like taken, because Russia, Britain, and fucking America was like not fighting over, but we said, right, we'll take these. That's why Russia carried on with the war, innit? Because I think they got fucked over. Do you know what I mean? But we got some of the clever people, and they got all the scientists, man. Like, didn't Einstein come from Germany? One a Jewish guy.
I'm not sure. I can't speak, but it was called Project Paperclip, and it was like America. I don't know if we got any. I definitely know American and Russia divvied all the German scientists up between them.
I think we got a lot of the Jewish part from ours, because we was more about we're defending, because that's what Britain's meant to be. We don't start wars, we defend people from wars and defend
the Russians were like researching mind control and stuff. Have you seen a film called The Men Who Stare at Goats?
Yeah, that's weird, that film.
And that was based on that kind of shit, where they had actual kind of facilities based on the researching mind control, and the human is capable of so much more than you know.
Have you heard why LSD was actually made in a laboratory by a scientist in fucking Austria or something like that? America took it over, right, and thought, yeah, we'll have that, man, because we can mind control all our citizens to do what we want. So they were putting it in people's water. You know, just in town's water supplies. If it's a little town, put it in. So anyone drinking that water was having it in that town. And what we realised from that is we can't really control people with LSD, because it was totally legal before that. You can't control them, because it opens the mind, and it's fucking seeing things what are making, well, the reaching out. I don't know. I can't explain it, but as soon as they did that, that's when they made acid, LSD illegal, because they knew they couldn't do it.
Well, Timothy Leary, who was the pioneer of acid in the Summer of Love, he was funded. He was working with the CIA, and we've spoke about it before on this live stream, and it's quite sad, really. Well, the whole summer of Love was a psyop, and most of the bands come from a Laurel Canyon, what was a military-industrial complex, and a lot of the bands of that era, the parents were high-ranking military. You know, Jim Morrison's dad was fought in the Gulf of Tonkin. I think he was an admiral or something, and I think Mama Cass, from Mamas of the Papas, one of her parents was military. Joan Baez was military.
We all died early because they all loved drugs, and it opened their minds more.
David from the Birds, and there was all these people, and that whole kind of movement was like engineered. to kind of break down the family unit and promote free love under the guise of New Age. But it was kind of Luciferian.
Well, how can people make money on happiness? They can't, can they? They can make money on misery because people are miserable. They'll go to this club. They'll go do this. They'll take these drugs. I don't know. All these things have been proven. It's actually been proven that the governments, we had different governments, even our government, man, we infected China with heroin. Never came from China. Britain took it to China, infected them all, tried taking over them, right, and then left. And now they've returned the favour and made the whole world addicts. It's all crazy when you think of it. And so many of these things have been proven, but we're still meant to trust our governments, trust our world leaders, and believe everything they say. Fuck them.
Jeremy Thomas says LSD was invented in Switzerland. That's
not Austria. I know. I knew it was. I said Austria, but yeah, I knew that.
I wonder who invented it though.
It was I'm sure he was a German scientist who came from war but went to Switzerland as a neutral. Do you know what I mean? Because Hitler had all these scientists working on some crazy stuff. Have you heard about that spaceship that Hitler was working on called the Bell? It was shaped like a bell.
And I knew there's some mad bell kind of thing.
He had a big underground thing and everything, man. I found a thing where the bell was. Everything, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's so crazy.
No, well, Nazis were into all kinds of shit, and they was heavy into the occult.
Yeah, of course.
They was really into the occult, and Hitler was into the occult. It's all fascinating. That shit fascinates me. You know what I mean? But David Jones says Werner von Braun, the Rocket Man, employed to do his best to get through the firmament. He failed. No one can get past. On his gravestone, it reads Psalms 19, verse 1.
Chapter 19, verse 1, but I don't read Bible. But
no, it is given to us here. And it says, the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. You know.
Do you think all these people are really religious if they know that this planet is really real? Easy, Mark. You all right, my man?
Say again, mate. Sorry.
Oh, what was it I said? No. Do you reckon all these top people, like your billionaires, you fucking, you know what I mean, right? Do you reckon all of them are religious? Or because I don't, man. I think that they know there's something out there. Why didn't Elon Musk want to fucking move to Mars, and he still does? Do you know what I mean? He wants to go to Mars and set his own thing up and stay there because he knows it'll be
I believe in a creator of things ultimately. You know what I mean? I do believe in, and I do pray. I'm not ashamed of that. I've become more religious as I've got older, kind of thing. You know what I mean? There is a higher power. All this didn't just occur. You know what I mean? Kind of
no,
thing.
it's all planned. I do think it's been planned. All the different ages throughout the whole history of what we know. Do you know what I mean? Because people still don't believe that a lot of different ages happened. Do you know what I mean? Even though there's physical evidence of it. It's like you ask religious people, you ask a devoted Christian how old this planet is, and they'll say 6,000 years. I've had arguments with me. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Do you know what I mean? And I don't know, when you're talking to someone who's a devout, religious fucking freak, no offense to anyone, each to their own, but I really feel like I'm talking to someone who's really close-minded and can't think for himself. Because if you could really think for himself, I'm not saying you, I'm not saying that, because you're not proper religious. You believe in your higher power. Do you know what I mean?
I believe in it. I believe in a Godhead kind of thing.
I believe a God, our God, what everyone refers to. I do believe in someone, but I believe that's an alien, which we're told aren't real. So then God isn't real if an alien ain't real, because I really believe that if there is a God on this who made this planet, it is an alien. And I really do believe that. But what I was saying, let's not finish it, but I may as well. But I was going to say that I think anyone who really believes that this planet is 6,000 years old, there must be like close-minded, stupid, or some kind of idiot.
Some people just believe what they're told. It's an easier deal for. It's an easier
Do you
deal
reckon-
not to think.
Do you reckon the Muslim religion would be as strong if it wasn't pushed on people who couldn't read or write and had to listen to someone tell them?
I've never actually thought about that, to be honest with you. But let's say Stephen says, "I'm loving your channel. You talk so much sense, Jimmy." Sometimes, Stephen. Interesting people you're speaking to. The most positive channel I've come across, my friend. Thank you very much, Stephen. Let's see. There's a Dave. Sorry, mate.
Me and Jimmy's known each other through YouTube, but we've known it. It's been a couple of years now, ain't it? 2-3 years.
It's done some good stuff, and I mean, the YouTube community has done as much good stuff as it has bad stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, there's bullying campaigns, but I mean, you've been at the shitty end of that back in the day, and I mean, what the Decareggi goes through. I'm not defending Decareggi kind of thing, but I think the people who were against him are as bad as him in some ways. You know what I mean? But Dave,
worse.
Jimmy, I also believe in I can't fucking say it.
Transcendent reality.
And,
so you transcend out of your body to a different place, and that's probably why a lot of people believe higher power. It's like I've been NA meetings and stuff like that only a couple of times, but the thing what stopped me is like they're all believing in this. I'm like, look, I'm not religious at all. I'm not going to believe in God just because I'm getting myself clean. So I know many people throw themselves into church to get clean. I'm like, nah, fuck that. Right? And then be explained to me that it's not God, really. It's just you looking up and saying, it's like you just said, it's a higher power. It don't matter what that power is. It could be anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And the love of a past family member, that could be your higher power, something like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just like, got to get registered sometimes, yeah.
Absolutely.
But I'd never be religious and follow the Bible or the Quran. I've had loads of people try and convert me, especially to being a Muslim. I've had loads of people try and convert me.
Well, you've got the fucking beard for it, really. So it's a waste.
That's
really.
it.
It's a waste of a good beard. Do you know what I mean?
You know it, man.
Well, Tracy says, who is the first person to ever die and where they buried? It was Optimus Prime. Tracy was the first person to ever die.
Why do you think there's so many films out there like that? How long, right? Aliens are a new thing we've just spoken about, yeah. They've always been there. They've always been in films, books, and everything like this for the last 100 or so years anyway. Why?
This
Why?
is
Who just made up?
Yeah, this is interesting. You can't see me for David Jones's words. Why do we see the exact star signs in the sky all of our lives, from the day we are born to the day we leave here? Because they are fixed in the firmament. You won't see that if you believe the narrative. Interesting. YouTube is loads different now from when we all come on here during lockdown. It's different level now with the trolling. Would you say that, just sidestepping, do you think the trolling's worse now than it was, or it's just the same?
I don't do it, mate. I don't. When I deleted my channel, man, I always started putting channels I wanted to watch. So I put you on, right?
Yeah.
But I've got Steel Wars. That's the only live people I really watch. I watched a few like DJ Audits and stuff like Charlie Beach. I watch him, a couple of things like that. But mine's all like, I watch a lot of stuff from 80s and like,
I
run through, man. Sometimes I'll be sat here watching something from when I was a kid, and I'll get a little fucking freak out, mate. And I'm like, ooh, because it brings back so many memories at once. And do you know what I mean? I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
Then I fucking calm myself down. I'm like, whoa, rewind that, mate. And it don't do it second time.
yeah, absolutely. But see, now it says, do ghosts exist? But you know what? We're getting too fucking generalised here. Also, I speak to the devil. Could it be?
I believe the devil exists. I believe the devil exists, and I believe the devil is in everyone. I believe we are the devil in our own minds.
I think Steve Beasley looks quite devilish in that picture himself. You know what I mean? He looks quite evil on that picture.
Yes, bro. How's it doing, Steve? Hope you had a nice Christmas, mate.
Are you jumping on for 5 minutes, Steve? Yeah, it's people don't.
If you don't, Steve, this conversation's going to get deeper and deeper into alien bullshit, bro. Right?
Well, Steve's coming on now, so we're probably talking about shitting.
I really thought he was in fucking a different country, me.
I
really thought it.
With that Thailand picture.
Yeah, I really thought he was fucking doing something with that bull, man. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh,
fooled us all basically with his
yeah.
with his trickery.
That's what happens, though. When you've got videos from all over the world throughout your life, that's what's going to happen, man. You can do that. You can just pick it, and it's like, yeah, I'm here today.
He's lived a life. He has. He's been about, as Paul said. What Paul Sark said. I don't read.
Yeah, let me tell you something here, man. Right, Steve will find this very interesting. I had a conversation about a week ago with this fucking young lad, right? And he says, "Oh man, I've been offered 20 grand to go to Thailand." I'm like, "Huh?" And he goes, "All I've got to do is take some weed with me, right? Max, I'll get his 4 years if I get caught." I'm like, "Mate, don't do that, man. If you get caught, which you're more likely to, because Thailand's a really bad place for things like that, they're always on it." And I'm like, "You're not going to get no 20 grand. You're just going to get 4 years in prison. That's it." I said, "If you're lucky, you'll be on banged up abroad 10 years later." And I said, "I've got a few people I can introduce you to, mate, right, what will tell you not to do it." Do you know what I mean? He's there laughing it off and everything. I think got through to him a little bit. But, mate, people are really offering this stuff still. Do you know what I mean? It's like, whoa.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
20 grand, though. It make anyone think to change your life, innit? And it's like, oh, but you need people telling you, no, that's not right. That's not right. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I'll put a link up there if anybody else wants to jump on and get involved. I wonder what happened to see Peter Boothroyd. I don't know if he's. There's quite a few of the old crew, and I'm sure they just shadow watch now. They don't want to get involved. But
you've got a lot of your old people, and I think that every time I see comments, it's always someone from who you always had and everything.
Just a rare handful now. Just a rare handful now. Some actually started a WhatsApp group who don't like me, and they kind of like when I do things, they kind of like they slag me, you know. But it's one of them.
I remember when all that shit happened, man. Live Free invited me to his WhatsApp group, so I'm like, right, I accepted it. Went on, had a look, and every comment was just slating me. I'm like, fuck you, deleted it, mate. Do you know what I mean? I'm having naught to do with that. But yeah, not worth it.
Didn't he end up in jail for some?
Mate, this is what got me, right? It's like I knew what he'd done before you guys did, because when I went out with him, he told me, right? And I'm like, right, fair enough, man. It's not to do with me. I won't send out. But he actually said, man, that this fucking old woman 2 doors up said to him, and he went over and beat the fuck out of her. I'm like, what?
Well, he beat an old woman up. Is that what he did?
Yeah, this is what he said to me, man. Anyway, and then I'm like, right, keep out of it. And when he came on my live last time I spoke to him, they were right up my ass. Nice. Oh no, it's not to do with me. Then he went straight over to fuck faces and slated me. I'm like, what a knobhead, mate. And then, because I thought I could tell everyone about you, I'm not going to do, because I'm not like that. But then, yeah. And that's just the kind of people you get from here. I don't know how long he got in prison. Someone told me that he did. I'm like, not interested. But what gets me is the knobhead who, you know, I'm on about. People call him a cousin. He's not my cousin. So please don't ever say that again, mate.
No.
Yeah, but he was in. My kids were in Yorkshire a month or so ago, and he was. They don't know him. We've only seen him once or twice years ago. Easy, Steve. You all right?
Are you in a nightclub, Steve?
It looks a bit. I feel like I'm in a spaceship.
How are you doing, Steve? It's been so fucking long since I spoke to you, mate. I think it probably last time. Well, it wasn't long after we went to that fucking meal in Manchester with your lad, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Is it that
it wasn't long? Yeah, I think it's not long after that.
Maybe, yeah. Bloody hell.
Messaged a couple of times in between, innit? But
yeah,
you know, yeah. Oh, have you had a nice Christmas? Sorry, I'll let Jimmy ask you, man. It's not my channel.
No, Ian, please, Ian. I like this. I like this. Do you asked the question, and then I'm just sending a text on my phone, and then I will be back in the room. I've lost one of them, me.
Nah, yeah.
There's a reason why I don't have a fucking TV and all this stupid shit. You're plugged in. I'm back in the fucking game, aren't I? I don't use the phone. I still never use the phone. Well, really,
you're on that
What
440. What is it? What's the frequency with the TVs? You're back on that frequency and not in the open. Do you know what I mean?
You know, honestly, you know what I did Christmas Day? I had a really good meal. We all mates, load of us, about 12 of us. Got pissed, not too bad, but stuffed. Fell asleep at about 7:30. Woke up at 11:30. Thought, oh no! But I just got this, got it all done. I ended up 9 hours watching fucking what's it called? The game show thing, Squid Game. But the shit American game show version of it, full of absolute knobheads. It just annoyed me all the way through.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
I've not seen.
I couldn't stop going to the next one, and then I wanted to find out who won it in the end.
Yeah, if you're going to watch something, mate, seriously, if you're going to spend 9 hours watching something, right, watch Breaking Bad, mate. Straight up.
Seen it all. That's the first thing I ever watched of Breaking Bad, but that was good.
Yeah, there's another one out. My son's watched it, right, and he said, "Dad, seriously, it's just like Breaking Bad." But he said it's not going to say better, but he'll say it's same, but he thinks it's better. It's called Snowfall. Yeah, and
sorry, just go back a bit. What were we saying about the lad in Thailand with the?
It was about a week ago. It was about a week. Yeah, for weed it was, man. Yeah, and he said he was going to get 20 grand. I'm like, mate, you're not going to get about 20 grand because you're going to get caught, mate. Thailand is really on top of it. And then at the end of it, I'm like, look, man,
20 grand for doing what?
For taking some bud over to Thailand.
To Thailand.
To
Thailand. How much bud? That doesn't sound realistic.
Well, the guy who wants him to do it lives in Thailand, so. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know how it works, man. It was all you young lads, so he probably don't even know. So he's going to something and probably being set up, man. I hope I talked about it.
It doesn't sound right. It's too much money.
20 grand's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, that straight away. There's something not right about that.
Yeah, I said that to as well. I'm like, that's a lot for weed, isn't it? But then I couldn't remember. I always forget where it was, man. But you lived in Thailand, didn't you? And you took drugs. So where was it? Would you took them?
No, it was grown and put together in Nepal, Kathmandu.
Yeah, next to India, that, innit?
When I first did, it's north of India. When I first did it, then there was a lot of it was all kicking off. Literally like what's it called? The Turkish guy when he got caught. Nightmare. No.
I know what you mean, man, because it took.
What's it called? Billy Hayes, the legendary Turkish one.
Good night, Mark. Sorry, mate.
You, mate.
Hi, Mark. Good night, mate. What's the Turkish one called? Midnight Express.
Oh, that.
Oh, yeah.
So he got caught because of their military coup. They were searching for guns and shit, weren't they?
Right.
In the episode of Banged Up Abroad they just done, they made it out that because when I told them, I knew they were going to bullshit on this. That's the most thing they bullshitted on. They got guns in me back in the program. I'm going, we all with M16s. What are you doing? I'm doing nothing. And they checked me, which they did. They checked you like fuck. Like in Midnight Express, they checked you at the bottom of the plane, the top of the plane, but we didn't have anything on us. It was all in the bags. But after that, we went, right, fuck this, not doing it from Nepal anymore. So we got the locals to smuggle it down to India and out through that way for the next few years.
So was it the customs in where you took it to? It was Japan you took it to, wasn't it?
Eventually, yeah, the last one.
Yeah. Was it the customs there what found it? It was, wasn't it?
Yes and no.
Go on.
A mate of mine got caught 3 days before. He had shitload of crystal meth.
Yeah.
And there was partly to do with that. I've just been talking. It's quite a long story, really, with a bit confusing as well. But basically,
looking forward to your book, mate.
People on the inside screwing people over, and it all went tits up.
I'm well looking forward to your book, and are you on with it? Are you getting there with it?
Podcast today with the Irish Times. Pete, he's all right. It's good lad.
Yeah, I know. I heard you on about that last time.
Yeah.
Not on Jimmy's on other week, wasn't it? What's it been?
Can you guess what's on my telly? Can you see what that is, Jimmy?
I thought that would make
is that one of the Thompson twins?
It looks like it, don't know.
I thought it would make up. No, me, mate. I know you love it.
It's definitely an 80s band member, I think.
So that's the 80s period of a band.
Is that you?
No, it's not me.
That would be fun, wouldn't it?
Right, John. John might get it. It's a very.
I've seen that picture you put up of you in what was it, darts or pool?
Oh, the pool,
Yeah, back in days, man. And I'm there looking, I'm like, that can't be Steve there, man. I thought he looked younger. You look exactly
you look like a god. You look like a rock god when you was younger with your long hair.
I only had the long hair for it probably grew to the point where it was officially long, and then I cut it. Probably weren't as long as yours, Jimmy. Similar, really. Blonde streaks in it.
But you look more handsome and than me, so you know what I mean.
You know, if Jimmy like straightened his hair, it looked like a bit of a. I don't know what it looked like, but it'd be well long.
I'll tell you what I'd look like. I'd look like a sex offender.
Either that or a lesbian, mate.
I would just look fucking disgusting.
Limal, it's not Limal. I'll give you a clue. And I went to see him only a few weeks ago. I did a drawing for him.
Gary Glitter.
We got it.
Gary Glitter.
No, it's the same day the Woz did a gig in Darwin. So halfway through the gig, I left and went to see Woz's album launch.
Do you know this man then behind you?
I don't know him, but he was also the first or second band I ever seen live.
Hang on a minute. I think I know who it is. He doesn't look like the person.
No.
Well, from a distance. But is that John Lydon?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
What? Is that John Lydon? Just because I'm looking at the hairstyle, doesn't look. It's just the hairstyle doesn't look. All right.
I've seen a video with John Lydon the other day, man, right? And how sad he was when.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I've seen a video with John Lydon the other day talking about how heroin just kills people who were about SID and everything. It was so sad. It was only a short video, but it was so sad. You can tell it still bothers him now, innit?
Yeah.
Well, he's not well now, is he? He's put loads of weight on. He's got a thyroid.
Yeah.
Seriously, I know I make jokes about thyroid problems all the time. Rambo with a thyroid, but he's got a thyroid problem, hasn't he?
Well, believe it or not, his best mate growing up, John Rambo, and man, he just died 2 weeks ago.
Has his friend died? He used to with him dungarees and his mate. Has he died? Yeah.
Died, yeah. Back in the day, there was known as the Three Johns. Originally, so Sid Vicious's name is John as well.
Yeah.
Rambo John and John Lydon, so they're the Three Johns.
Yeah, he's done
when Johnny Rotten, John Lydon, went for the audition for Sex Pistols, Malcolm McLaren thought it was Sid Vicious because he was the cooler looking one.
Yeah.
That's the mix up of who we really wanted. Ironically, ended up joining the band later on, obviously. But they were really good mates. And heroin, that's why he hates it, because he's seen what he did to, they were best mates for a long time. Him and Nancy. The band ruined him and heroin ruined him, basically.
Because he said it wasn't Nancy, it was heroin. What did it? Wasn't Nancy?
21.
I know, sad, innit? Sad.
My ex-manager, Alan Park, as well, he wrote a book on Sid Vicious. I think he did quite well. Interviewed his mum and everything.
Did you say Alan Parker then?
Yeah, Alan Parker. Not the Alan Parker. It's a different. It's not the same one. Is he a producer or something? But Alan Parker is a producer, but it's not the one you're thinking of.
There's Alan Parker who did. I know it's not this Alan Parker. It's not the Alan Parker who directed The Wall film.
No.
But he's like from Blackburn. This Alan Parker.
Yeah, that is Alan Parker.
Is that him? Yeah, mate. It's him.
He was our manager back in the day. Mine and was.
I met him, and
he's like a big cuddly teddy bear.
But he's a genius.
I used to call him the Ginger Chewbacca.
That's him. I've met him, and he's done so well for himself. But no disrespect to him, from what I know of him, he's a genius bullshitter. But if it's the same fella, and because he went to Kiss, I think he made the Kiss. I don't know if he made the Kiss. Did he make the Kiss film, or was in litigation with it?
Something to do with it. He's doing John Lennon at the moment.
They did Status Quo, because I know the bloke.
That's him.
I know
what
the
bloke. What are you seeing these at? Where are his documentaries?
Hello Quo is. I think Hello Quo. You'll find it on Fire Stick, and I've never watched it, but I know the bloke he filmed it with him.
And I think he was manager at Stiff Little Fingers for a while as well.
And I shouldn't really be saying this, but most of the time, Alan Parker was asleep on couch while this bloke directed it, and Alan Parker directed by Alan Parker. So but I could only, no offense to him, I could only stand like an hour in his company because he was name dropping everybody, and I can't call this fella. Yeah, and then there was a time I went with Jackie Chan to Domino, and Mike.
Can I just say something? Can I just say something? I'm not name calling, no man. Everywhere I go, I always say, "Do you know Jimmy Orr? Ever seen See You Was Show?" I'm always saying shit like this, man. People always say, "No, mate, what the fuck are that, man?" I'm like, YouTube, don't watch that shit, mate.
They don't know.
I know one person on your thing, Jimmy. I know personally, man. And she's a really nice lass, man. Do you know what I mean? I seen a comment on her like last week, and I put a comment underneath just to let her know that I know you. Do you know what I mean? I know famous people.
I was thinking today, mate. I mean, would you really want to be famous?
Definitely not.
I mean, I've admired me and been recognised. I know it's not fame; it's like some weird kind of being well known.
It's weird doing it, being recognised.
When you don't want it. So if you was really famous, the money that you'd get, and it's like, say, imagine you were just somewhere, and then somebody recognised you, and they're texting all the friends and that everybody's. So all of a sudden, you've got like a kind of like a frenzy around you, like, you know, and you get that everywhere, wouldn't you? You wouldn't get your life again.
I've been recognised twice. I went to when I did, protest last year when I was filming it. Over a year, I mean, I went to get something to eat, right? And this guy, I was in this queue here for this one, and was a queue there, because it was outside food and that. And this guy's there looking at me, and I'm like, seeing him looking at me, I'm like, "You all right, mate?" He's like, "You can't be for weed, are you?" I'm like, "Shit, man, yeah." And that, like, I found that weird, man. Do you know what I mean? And then later on, I was waiting for my bus to go home outside this pub, and this other guy comes up and he turns around. He was proper chav looking, and he turned around and stared at me, and I thought, "Oh man, this could be a knobhead, this, you know it, innit?" You know when someone stares at you like that. He's like, "Are you Ian?" I'm like, "Yeah, man." He goes, "Oh, I love your channel, bro." This was about 3-4 weeks before it all went downhill. Do you know what I mean? But no, it was weird, mate. I found it weird. He asked me to go for the pint with him. And I'm like, "Nah, mate, £2 on for that shit, bro." He's like, "What do you mean? I'll buy you it." I'm like, "Nah, mate, I don't know who you are. I'm not going for the pint with you, lad."
Yeah, you get a lot of either off people, but it's one of them, innit? If you put yourself out there, you have to expect it. There was a really good quote. There was a really good quote I read once, and it said, "A celebrity works all their life to be recognised, so they can put on dark glasses and hardware." Something along them lines, like, it's true, innit? They work all that time to be recognised and famous, and then as soon as they get it to that level, that they're always with sunglasses on and a baseball cap.
This PIL documentary I'm watching now, I've not seen it before, actually. It's 2017. Now I've got my stick, I can watch everything. And anyway, the early guitarist, from like 79 to I think 83 or 84, when they just made it, they're doing a tour of Japan for like a shitload of money. You know, they'd made it all that time. He said, "We got to America. I ended up, got my swimming pool, got a number 3. It was a number 3 hit record in America. So I just wasn't happy. I thought, what? I've come all this way, got everything what I'm supposed to like." They said, "I'm really unhappy." So I just left the band. You realised then it's not all about that.
No.
It's about getting. It's the road to get there, isn't it? It's all it is. Because
The journey, everything's the journey, isn't it?
It's just the journey. Because when you get how good it is, you want to go somewhere else. You need something better. We need to achieve.
I don't know how wide
so well because we're achievers.
It's kind of like Tyson Fury when he won his first heavyweight championship, and he thought, "I've done it now. What the fuck am I going to do?" And his head fell off, and he went on beacon like beer.
That's probably the best example of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where'd you go from there? You don't go anywhere, do you?
Talking about Tyson Fury, man, who won with him and Gagnon?
Well, I thought
he won, but who do you think won?
No, he won. I have money on Gagnon as well.
I mean, I think Gagnon kicked his ass, and I think
if you watch it proper, Fury won. Yeah. It's only because he did so well that the biased brain wants to go, he's fucking won. But I had 50 quid on Ngannou and 10 quid on the draw. And when it comes to the end, I thought, yes, 40-1 a tenner. The draw. It really looked like a draw. I think it was like 3-1 at that point, some betting. Yeah. I was, yes, come on, fucking so.
It wasn't expecting. It was expecting a walk in the park, though, wasn't he? He wasn't expecting to have a bit of an opposition. I don't think.
But have you seen Ngannou fight, man? He can.
Everybody's stand up. He's a massive fucking
all rounder.
All the skill goes out with boxing.
He got brought up working in them cobalt mines. If everyone know about cobalt, do you all know about cobalt? Because in the day, where all the problem for what's happening over there, all of us are. Because it's in all his phones. They're mining over there, not got phones, not got technology, hardly got electricity. Sorry for going on. And it's all to bring to the Western world to fill our phones, anything, your fucking TVs, everything, man. It's in them all. And then electric cars, he's just killing it now. And we're all responsible for what's happening in Africa. Fuck you all. Sorry, I had to say that. Go on.
Well, it makes for good champions, though, doesn't it? Cobalt, like, you know what I mean? So if you don't
be not joke anyway, put it that way.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Sorry about that, man. Sorry. It's just things like that really get me. Same with the palm oil, man. Do you know what I mean? Palm oil's in everything. Have you tried eating food with no palm oil in it? It's so hard. Everything's got palm oil in it. Palm oil is destroying the fucking Amazon. They're chopping so much land, and all wildlife in Amazon ain't got no habitat. It's shrinking and shrinking. So, and that's all to put fucking palm plants, palm trees on there.
Whatever happens. It might be our fate to face this kind of thing. So I don't know, but I'm not going to. I wouldn't let it.
They've been scaring us about global warming for years, innit? But scientists have actually come and said, "Look, man, this planet is nowhere near global warming, man."
Can I just say this as well? This is another good example of we're brought up with bullshit from whoever, from the scientists, the news, or whatever. When I was a kid, I always remember them saying every year the size of Switzerland has gone in the Amazon, the forests. That was like 1982 or something. So obviously that's not true. Otherwise, it'd been gone about 20 years ago.
Well, they might be planning ahead.
Well, that can't be true. If you do the math, it's gone in about 4 or 5 years. No.
Let me just taking it back to boxing. They're all writing Wilder off now, and the lauding AJ again because he beat that. I've not seen the fight Otto Walling and stuff, but
fickle. I watched it. It's very fickle world.
It's just so easy if I sit in your armchair eating donuts and say, "Oh, it's fucking shit him now," isn't he? You know what I mean? Until they've been in a boxing ring.
Your last fight. You're either a hero or a zero, and the world's so fickle, changes like that. Like you say, now he's a hero again, and he's the loser.
Well, straight up, man.
He's blasted by that.
I'd knock them all out, mate. I'd knock them all out. That's all I'll say. Right.
Well, I was. This is the advice I was given off a comedian. I won't name him. He says all audiences are scum, pieces of meat. He says, and the ones that are cheering for you one week will be the ones that are fucking shouting "get off the stage" next week. And it seems to be true that a lot of them are. It's just kind of they're projecting their own shit onto these actors and boxers and things, saying, "Yeah, you are shit. Go on, get off." And You can't box, and half of these cunts have never even like put a boxing glove on.
People just want to put people down.
UFC. It's way more, I don't want to say modern, but I've been watching it. It just comes up in the screen. Some pop star, 50 Cent, give him a left hook, get him on the floor and get think, why do I want to know what 50 fucking pence is saying about how to put somebody in a lock? When obviously it's either not them, but it's like, don't disturb me with this. I'm trying to, but our brains can't help it. That's why they know. That's why they do it. That's why TikTok works so quick. It's so fast and sharp and boom, boom.
Yeah, but it annoys me, all that kind of thing. I think boxing's shit now in the sense of like people aren't getting the fights they want. The fights are all like the people who should be fighting each other aren't fighting each other, are they? And they're sidestepping each other and just
all set up.
They've all been on for a long time though.
Yeah.
A lot of them it's down to managers, isn't it? It's all down to managers, man. We all know each other, and we think it'll bring more money if that fight comes to that, and they'll wait for that one, and then champion changes so that fight never happens. There's a lot of fights what should have been, but one because of managers. Would
you ever have a YouTube fight with someone, Ian?
Oh, mate, there's a lot of people I'd love to have one with, mate.
Would you ever train for one? I'm not calling you out here, by the way.
The people I'd be thinking about, mate, and the day I wouldn't have to. I just have to think of what they've said to me in past and then fuck them up, man. It was about 3, 4. It was only 3 or 4. One of them I mentioned earlier. One of them, you know.
Yeah,
fighting trolls. I'd love to fight that cunt, man. Do you know what I mean? And
he's slinked away. And his fights.
Well,
made a little video other day, but is John Morris in jail? Do you remember John Morris, Steve?
Yeah, he got banged up, didn't he?
He battered his bird and he got jail.
Is that what he thought, battering his bird?
Yeah.
I heard something like that.
He's fucking nuts, isn't it?
People, I was watching these things, and people will send you. Do you know my people who actually liked me and stuff like that will send me messages, tell me what happened, and I'm like, look, I'm not being funny or anything, but I do not want to know what's happening in that world. That's their issue, man. I'm out of that world.
And was he really a cross-dresser, or was that a joke?
That was mad, that, wasn't it?
I don't know. So you don't know whether it's a joke, take the piss. If it was funny, whatever it was, sometimes it can be funny.
Have you not seen that? I don't know if you look at when this video goes off. Look at the thumbnail. It's a picture of Martin Redding in lipstick and a floppy hat that he sent to me this morning. And wearing his sister's house. And last night at the end of the live stream,
it might be not big. Go on, sorry.
Last night at the end of the live stream, he come out wearing his sister's pink floppy hat. So I said to him, like, will you send me a picture with her hat on just for like the thumbnail? Well, anyway, he sent me one with the hat on, lipstick on, and wearing a jacket. And
he's up for cracking it. One thing about Marty, he'll take the piss out himself, won't he?
He's insane, isn't it? Let's be honest. Yeah. He's puddled, you know. But
I'm just listening to you, all of us talking, and I just got in my head just saying, "Wow, man, this is just like old times." Me, us three have had plenty of chats together, haven't we?
Do you know how long ago it was? I know when it was. It was just after I stopped smoking over 3 years ago.
Shit. Right. Has it been that long?
3 years ago.
It's flown, isn't it?
Yeah. It was that first lockdown, the first Christmas of 2020.
2020, wasn't it? Yeah, shit.
That first year.
It was it was a mad time, that lockdown, wasn't it, in history?
It blew my channel up, man. I got 1,300 subscribers in just like 7 months, man. It blew it up. But
we got a subscriber about 3 weeks ago. We're up to 606.
I don't even care now because it doesn't matter because a lot of my subs. I've got 5,000, but this is over a 16-year period, and a lot of these people who have them accounts don't probably use them accounts anymore. So it looks better than it actually is. You know, a lot of them are dead accounts, really. But
it's people who's always been there.
It's a shame what they did to you. It's a shame what they did to you. That channel, and they just
what a bunch of blankers.
You know how you caught with that, I'll never know because that must take some strength. That, you know what I mean?
Fucked me head right up, mate. I didn't trust anyone for a long time, man. And then my son moved in, and that was hard, mate. That was well hard. Yeah. You know what I mean? Me and him like argued loads because I was just so like.
Did it ever spill out? Did any of that ever spill over into the real world? Any of that?
Mate, right. I said to a few people, man, come knock on my door, man. You know where I live. Come knock on my door. No one, mate, because we're all pussies, man, and that's
you never
what got
me.
No, mate, never. I've had many people saying, "Do you want me to do this?" And one time I said, "Yeah," but I messaged her back. I'm like, "Mate, I haven't seen this guy for years. Mate, this guy's. He used to back me up when I was doing things, man. Do you know what I mean?" And like, I'm like, messaging him, I'm like, "No, mate, you get on with your life. I'll sort this out. I'm patient. Don't worry, mate. It's not worth it." But what's really got me is my kids. I was telling my story to Jim just before you came on.
Yeah, how old are kids now? We always.
My kids, 18 and 19, mate.
Right,
I'm a granddad now as well. They was in Wetherspoons back home, and having a meal, and he came up to him and says, "Oh man, I'm your dad's cousin. How you doing?" Do you know what I mean? He didn't say his name, and kids were like, "Oh, yeah," and carried on. Do you know, being nice as you would. Do you know what I mean? And then we realised it was Tony, and my daughter's like, "I'm sure I know him, man. Isn't that Tony?" And my son's like, "What a knobhead, how dare he?" And that's what I'm thinking now. How dare he do that? But I'm not getting angry over it. Do you know what I mean?
Have you done with him now? Will you ever reconcile with him over that?
Mate, no. I've actually done with a few other people in his family. Because at the end of the day, if you back someone like that up, man, you're just like that. And that's what I've been like. Do you know what I mean? It's like my mum, she was like really pissed, man. And she rung his mum, "What are you fucking letting your son do and all this? I'm going to beat you."
Can I just ask something? Ask something and you don't have to answer it. It's family business. But
you know me, I'm an honest person.
At one point during that incident, did he get his kid took off him? Or did he nearly?
I have not got a clue.
He was screaming and shouting while his kid was there about stabbing people up and stuff.
I know a lot of people. I know one person, man. Right, we used to be like brothers, man. Me and this person, but we fell out, like for different reasons. Yeah, we both got respect for each other, but I'll never speak to him again. But he rung him up, man, and he said, "Mate, you better stop this with him because I'm going to fucking come over and do you." And Tony's always said to me, "Oh, man, I'm not scared of him." I'm like, "Tony, he'll fucking kill you, mate." And you know it. No, I'll do this. I'm like, "All right, you'll see." And it turned out that he did exactly what he said. He never contacted me again. And I never watched anything to see if he spoke my name at all.
Well, it's probably the best way. Just let it go, isn't it?
Yeah. But he only did that because respect from years ago. He knows I'll never speak to him again, this other guy. He knows this and he knows why, but he knows, like, you know how it is with respect and shit, man. You know what I mean? We've done a lot of things together and shit. But no, mate, if I ever seen him, it's like when I was over there, I was in Keighley, I was going to go for a walk. I said, I'm going to go for a walk, man. I got a little bottle of vodka and I was on one a bit, right? Because it was, the family's where I was in Keighley and it was just by town centre. I'm like, I'm going to go. And my son's like, "Nah, mate, it's fucking raining." I'm like, "Nah, I'm going to go for a walk." But what went through my head was, "Nah, man, if I see him, I'll jump all over him. I'm not getting locked up over Christmas away from my grandson. I'm not letting him spoil my life no more, mate."
No.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it ruined me, mate. I won't lie. And I kept saying to people, "Nah, man, I'm just trying to get on with it. It's not bothering me. It's what it is." Mate, it ruined me. And I was getting loads of people messaging me going on and shit. I had people fitting me with this, fitting me with that and everything, man. I had people saying, "Well, come to my house with hammers and shit."
Can I just jump in with a really shit story?
Go on. Sorry, I know it's all about me every time I come on your
No, sorry. No
worries, mate.
It's not, it's only happened a few days ago. A friend of mine, I don't know him that well, more of a friend, but from school, same age as me. 3 weeks ago, he's only fucking sneezed, bust an ear thing in his ear or something.
Vessel.
Yeah, nothing major, but not good. Gone into Blackburn Hospital, got meningitis, and fucking died. All from the sneeze. Blow the ear, hospital, meningitis.
And honestly, mate, I've heard that a couple of times over about last 20, 25 years or something, mate. It's horrible, but your brain's got so much pressure on it through your life, and everything you do, everything you think about is on your brain. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I feel sorry for my brain. I really wish I could reset it sometimes, but you've got to train yourself to do different things. Because we've got that thing in it, we've got that rapid eye movement therapy, right? I'm waiting to get on it, but we said my alcohol's too bad and I need to sort that out. But you know how that's going.
Fucking join the club.
You know, in it. But apparently, man, if you talk about the thing what's really bothering you, right? Whether it's from years ago, recently,
What's the
whatever it
rapid eye thing?
rapid eye move, REM, I can't remember what it's called. It's a new
The
thing.
REM is when you're sleeping it and you get that
Yeah.
flicker.
Yeah, but it's a therapy. What we do, you've a talk to you, and we we're going to do
listen
this.
to this. Can I just say, I'm having this therapy done in January. Will look at you, look at your eyes and shit
And
like
then
that.
they tell you to look that way, and it's so many times you look. I don't know which direction it is. I tried it overnight by myself.
I'm down for this. I'm down for have this therapy in January.
I've never heard of it. I don't know. I have no idea what you're on about.
It's meant to heal part of your brain. It's meant to through some repetitive eye thing. I don't know.
It's meant to. What it's meant to do. The thought, what's really bothering you, right? I'm putting bother on you. It makes you think about it, and it trains it not to be a problem, just like an everyday thing. Something what happened, and that's what it's meant to do. Because it's the left side of your brain and the right side of your brain
fucking it off, basically.
Yeah,
is it like moving it to a better part of your brain to handle it?
Yep,
something like that.
It's teaching your brain, because we overthink things all the time, and our brain it works with us. Our brain's going to like affect by our overthinking of things. So that's.
I mean, that placebo effect is super real as well.
Mate, I don't get it. I've seen these experiments with placebos, and I'm like, they must know. But mind over matter works, and I do believe that.
I've done it myself. When you get a bit of an headache, whatever, and you feel, I've got a fucking splitting headache. You get some paracetamol, bang it with water, and you go, think. Wait a minute, there's no way that's just worked. The fact that you know you've got something in your mouth that's going to help you, it helps you. And that is pure placebo. I mean, it is going to eventually help you, but just the thought that you're getting help.
I do get you, though.
Wheezes
I took painkillers, right? And it, like you said, it's gone within a minute. And I thought same, but I've took painkillers and it's actually hurt for like 15 minutes until the painkillers have worked in. So you can't tell the difference.
There's never any guarantee with it. I think a lot of it's depending on your mood, but it's well proven that placebo does work. So just a thought, no matter what you're doing, knowing you're physically trying to help it and you're doing something and you're concentrating on getting rid of that negative thought, that in itself is a great start, because you've got to be in a bit of a good space to be doing it. It's all about helping yourself, innit? Not being the victim and just trying to sort your own shit out.
It's when I don't know about you, Jimmy, right? But it's when I'm overthinking about bad things, and one bad thing will lead on to another bad thing, and then I remember bad things I don't want to remember. But I don't loads of things linking into one with me. I can't remember my point actually. I really can't. I just carried that on a bit. But I don't know. I'm really looking forward to sorting my drinking out to be able to do this.
Stuff stems from childhood with people. It's childhood. A lot of stuff stems from childhood trauma, and basically, Stallone's documentary is quite good. It's not as good as Arnold's on Netflix. And he said a child, it's like clay. He says you get you get a heavy-handed sculptor, and he says them indentations are there forever.
They're moulding that into the head.
It's like a child is a blank canvas, and the adult comes along, or a computer, and the adult programs. You'll think like that. You'll grow up racist. You won't like certain people. You'll think bad about yourself.
I think I had a really good early childhood until I moved to Blackburn. Growing up in Southport, didn't swear, didn't have one fight. Even though I had older sisters and a brother, there were no bullying. Mum and dad was absolute superb. So I just remember it was just good. Until I moved to Blackburn, moving schools and all that shit, then starting to fight and different accents. It was all like, whoa. But actually growing up, I probably had as good as childhood as you could ever have. So when
I got bullied a lot through school, and then fucking, I don't know, different things and everything, man. But I'm not good. But it's all things. It's like I heard you say when people say you're racist, so you think I've been around racist people. I got told, man, that I was gay for like years, man. Nah, you're gay. You're too quiet not to be gay. You're too quiet not to be gay. So I've always had that in my head. Yeah, I know I'm not gay. I fucking tried it because I've had to do. Do you know what I mean?
What
But
have you
I
done?
know
You don't mind me asking? Have you done something? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Couple
All
of
right.
times, man. Because the first time I was like, too like, I want to get out of here, man. What the fuck am I doing? What am I doing? But yeah, and then I did, and then it's still in my head. It's like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? And then try it again, and then that's when I'm like, nah, mate, I'm not doing that again. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, if I wouldn't have been told that all my life, I wouldn't have that in my head at all. I'd be able to continue a life thinking, oh man, just be what you want. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I've been around racist people, so all their tendencies rub off on you. Do you know what I mean? It's like I used, when I was back in Keighley, honestly, when I was growing up, it was a really racist place. So that's just what you pull. And then my brother used to have riots with Muslims and everything. Do you know what I mean? He nearly got his arm chopped off by a machete. But some other guy, his mate, came over with a hammer and smashed him. Do you know what I mean? It was stuff like that. There was a lot of stuff like that. I know many Asian people, many. Do you know what I mean? And I've said to them racist things, and they've said racist things back to me. Do you know what I mean? But friendly. Do you know, I'm not going to say what we said, but it was friendly. Do you know what I mean? We could just have a laugh at being conversation. You'd be like, ah, yeah, this is.
Let me ask you both. Let me ask you both a question. Do you think you are both true, authentic yourselves, or do you think you there's parts
no, it's like Steve. I believe, like Steve said, then you're molded. You're molded. If I was my genuine self, then I wouldn't know about racism. I wouldn't know about this. I wouldn't be bothered about it. I wouldn't be overthinking about it, and I wouldn't be doing all this. If I were my genuine self, I'd be just happy and free and be able to go out and do what I want. I've got so many people.
Your genuine self exists within all that, but underneath it, and the genuine self is if you can come forth, and
who I am. Go on.
I was thinking about this today. Am I my true authentic self? And I'm not sure I can say that, but I think mostly I am, because you know I'm quite honest about things, and you know I've done myself no favors, but it's me being me. I think I'm not.
In that sense,
I'm not kind of beholden to people, and I can walk away from things, and you know.
Can I say this about you, Jimmy? What I found, I think, not the worst comes out of you on here, but I think you let yourself go more here online. You're more like, don't go off, fuck off. But in real life, you're actually a lot nicer.
Yeah,
I get more normal and nice.
I kind of, it's probably, you're probably right there. It probably does bring out the worst in me, and perhaps a lot of people, Steve, perhaps a lot of these YouTubers you see online, and you might think, what a complete dickhead. You might meet them in Weatherspoons or whatever, and you're like, oh, he's all right.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
You know what I mean? But I do think that, I mean, you know, I just, what annoys me is when I have like 44 people not speaking and just staring at me, I think, what is this? You know what I mean? It's like, that's the only thing that pisses me off, is that you have a load of people, and everybody else's live streams when they do them, people just jump on, hello, how you doing, and all that, man, just like a wall of silence normally kind of thing. Tonight,
I think different things around that, though, because you've always got conversations going. You're not usually on your own. Do you know what I mean? And people like you get your 5-10 minutes at the beginning where you just introduce and say hello to people and stuff like that. I think that's what people like. They like your platform, how you do things, and like watching it. I mean, you get me. I think a lot of times when people comment, I'm always like, is that a real name? Is that a real name? Is that a real name?
See, I think I'm a lot more sensible here now. If I was doing it, I'd be more daft and silly.
And you've not once mentioned shitting as well,
exactly,
which is a big achievement. You know what I mean? But
does that make sense? Do I feel like there's a different side to me now than when I'm with Was?
Yeah.
Like a slightly different version of myself.
I think I'm more open.
it's just it's who you're around, isn't it? Really, and in life, and this is why some people become like dickheads, hanging about with dickheads, and some people become.
Totally. So when you hang around with like older people, you sort of switch. You don't swear anymore, and you're all right. Love, do you want out? Like you've
got respect.
You're the best version of yourself when you're with older people.
Absolutely.
There's a lovely woman making all the food on Christmas Day. It's going on 70, but she did a lot of the cooking. I was proper helping her out with the food, and so, are you a lovely lad helping? That's not. I'm just helping out. For fucking see me in half an hour back in pub, fucking talking absolute bollocks, because that's the best version of yourself with an older person helping them out.
Isn't it? Because that's how you know yourself, your real self, more by being around old people, because you know what respect you've got. Yeah. It's like me myself. I'm like, when I do these, I've noticed I come off and like, shit, I'm too open and I'm an honest person, man. I don't like, if I get asked something, I'm not going to lie about it.
I think that's part of the fun of it, that you can be open and, at the end of the day, if you've nothing really to hide, whatever you're saying is from your heart or good intent, then you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to hide.
Do you know what?
Please subscribe to my channel, people.
Yeah.
Volume 2.
I'll do that now.
Just while you're saying nice things.
Channel then, Ian? You got a brand new channel?
Yeah, CBTW 420 Volume 2. I was going to totally rename it, man. I started it, right, and I had a different name because I thought, I think we were going to do, I can't remember. There was a couple of names I put through anyway. And I'm like, mate, no, I like Can't Beat for Weed, mate. I made Can't Beat for Weed. Do you know what I mean? And if people, have you Googled Can't Beat for Weed, mate? The horrible things that's still on there. There's nothing I can ever do about that because I've deleted my channel, so I've deleted all my content. So there's nothing I can do about that physically.
All right, you've completely deleted that channel then?
Yeah, I deleted it ages ago, mate. Honestly, as soon as I did it, I'm like, shit, why have I done that? Because I remember Jimmy saying before I did it, he's like, Ian, are you actually going to delete it or are you going to deactivate it, sort of thing? I'm like, nah, fuck it. I'm just gone.
You missed Ian's last live where he had a meltdown. It was better than my best paddy I've ever done. And he just lost his shit and calling all his subscribers wank. You don't mind me talking about this, Ian, do you?
No.
He was calling all his subscribers. Well, I call my subscribers wankers regularly, like, you know what I mean? But I've been in. It makes you like that sometimes. It frustrates you. And
I had a lot of subscribers, man. What I really thought were backstabbing, man. Just by they could really not have been, man. It's like Clint Brook watches you, and he's probably knowing I'm talking about him in this thing.
Well, you fell out with Clint.
I deleted loads of people off my Facebook, off my everything, mate. Because, like I said, my head was blown at that point.
The toss was Clint's here.
Yeah. But at that point, I thought everyone was against me. Everyone slating me off, and the only person I got on anything is Nicole, because I thought, and Clint, right, I know you might be thinking whatever, don't take it personal, my head will fuck. Do you know what I mean? And whether it just whether it be, do you know what I mean? You all know what it went through my head blown, and it's still got effects in my head, mate. I've still got some days that I might want to kill somebody.
And this is stemmed from all that bullshit that was said and all that. Is that
everything stemmed from someone who called himself my cousin, who I helped out on my channel, started his channel, got loads of subscribers, and he was just a jealous little bitch.
Well,
everything stemmed from that.
Let me just tell you this: I had a friend of 30 years who stabbed me in the back over starting his own YouTube channel and fucking me off. I'll still.
The Fireside guy.
Yeah, we had the Fireside Thoughts and we had our own thing going. And at the time, we was daggers drawn with Barry Titler.
I've not seen Barry for ages.
Well, he's doing very well. You know what? Fair play to him. He's doing very well. I think one of his videos had 200,000 views. He's doing the lorry. He's doing very well, kind of thing. Pardon the pun. He's found his vehicle. You know what I mean? He does these like driving.
Who's that? Because I know you're on about, and I've seen him on Jimmy's channel. That's doing well. I know you're about.
He's doing very well. Last time I heard, I don't really watch his stuff. Not any other reason than I don't watch many people. I only watch people falling out on YouTube. I just watch all the scrubbers fucking, threatening each other in car.
I watch a lot of Karen videos, man. Them Karens, mate. I find them hilarious, mate.
Yeah, so he's doing very well. But at the time, we were both daggers drawn with him. And then my then friend said, I'm starting my own YouTube channel. Do you mind? I goes, no, I'll support you. And then the next thing I saw, it was all over Barry Tittler's channel, messaging by Barry, how you doing, Barry? And I thought, hang on a minute, he's our enemy, and he just went a complete turncoat, and basically it just said, oh, I don't want to do the kind of videos conspiracy wise. I don't want to do the, and I said, you know what, man, fucking leave it. And then so he started his own channel, and our friendship was done after 30 years of knowing him. Well, eventually Barry Tittler told him fuck off because Barry Tittler, me and Barry Tittler hated each other at the time. And Barry Tittler made a video about him saying, you know what, I fucking detest him, but at least he's fucking honest and he's not like you pretending to snake round me just so you can get my fucking subs and subscribers. You know what I mean? And just by snaking round him and like, hiya, Barry. Oh, yeah, I had similar videos to Barry, but, this kind of thing. And people do. So if people will do that over a poxy YouTube channel, imagine what people would do to the families over money, sizable amounts of money. You hear it time about, oh yeah, mum, I know you're on your last legs, mum. Will you write my brother out at will because it was I've been here every day and he's not been here and he's a bastard and what people will do to each other is just, you know what I mean?
Money's evil.
If you'll fuck some. With the YouTube channel, at least with money, it's a tangible thing you can see. But if you're fucking somebody over a YouTube channel, it's imaginary. It doesn't exist. As soon as the electricity supply goes, it's all gone. It can be deleted like that. And it's all these likes and shares and views ultimately don't exist. It's all fantasy.
It's all in beef for me. That's all. It's all in beef.
I'm gonna try and find Barry. This I don't know why. Sometimes the YouTube, the algorithm, if you don't watch it for a little bit for whatever reason, it just thinks, all right, you don't want to watch this. I've seen you watching that. Here, I'll have this down your neck. And then you're away from it. That's what it can do. And sometimes you can go back to it and you're unsubscribed. You think, I haven't unsubscribed. Unless
when I deleted that channel, man, I only had an open YouTube channel since 2020. But I've had that channel since I first went on the internet. So everything I've liked over years, and everything I've enjoyed watching, what kept coming up, all gone. So now I'm only subscribed to like 300 different channels. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm watching the same things, but I'm forgetting what I used to watch. It's weird.
We can
Drawing's going away.
Sorry, go on.
Drawing's going okay. Clint, I'm doing bits of painting at the moment.
In my head's a bit sideways still, mate. A lot of recovery still, man. Drinking more, taking more drugs, taking different drugs. I'm just trying to live life up.
I think he means your head's upside down because your ear's on the bottom of your head, I think.
All right, sorry. I thought he meant because last time I spoke to him,
he's doing this.
That's what I meant.
Joke. No offense, Clint.
No worries, mate. But if that's the way, my hair's getting well longer and more awesome, mate. I actually give it a just before I came on here.
Jesus Christ.
Very beard that.
I know, mate. I've had bikers looking at my beard and it's like, oh, I want to get my beard like yours. I'm like, but your mate's is bigger. He goes, yeah, but yours is cool, bro.
If I had 2 days stubble, my face itches off, so I thought, fucking get it.
Mine was like, fuck now. Wall said to me, why don't you grow your stupid tash back? I don't know. Last time I was in Cambodia, I picked up some kind of skin fucking thing or something. As soon as it grows, you get sore. So I get my coconut oil, rub it in. I've got some cream from the doctor, but I can't grow it, and I've got to shave it. Ideally, I should shave it every single day. It probably wouldn't do it, but once it starts growing, like now, oh my god, it was fucking raw red and sore. Anyway, that's really boring. Back to
my son had a little like goatee. He's been like growing it out a few months, isn't it? Yeah.
How old your son?
He's 18, man.
18 now, bloody
yeah, mate, flying through, mate. My daughter's 19. She's got like, it's like October, so what, 2-3 month old baby and that right now. It's well good. Meant my Christmas that, to be honest, mate. Honestly, if you don't mind me just saying, but I wasn't gonna do no. You know me. Usually I just don't do no. last year I did this. I did a live here on New Year's and all of that lot. This year I've been stuck in, do you know what I mean, not doing no. And my son said to me, do you want to come over here? I'm like, nah, I'm too paranoid because I've had fallouts with people over there and their mum and everything passed and shit. But it's like, nah, man, it'll be all right. It won't be as bad as you think. And I'm so glad I did because it wasn't, and it was nice seeing him because I hadn't seen him for a long time. And do you know what I mean? And I spent a lot of time with my grandson, and that was lovely. And I really appreciate it.
At the end of the day, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, that's it. It's like go on.
Sorry, all that thought. Peter Breather, what have I been up to? Not much. Peter, let me ask you a question. What do you think of the Beatles' new song? Anyway, carry on, Ian. Sorry, I'm just throwing that out.
Oh, yeah.
Breather,
Beatles have got a new song, mate.
Really?
A few months ago, wasn't it?
So what is that then? Is that Paul McCartney and Images?
It's an old John Lennon. Basically, it's a con, isn't it? It's an old John Lennon song, and they've just put some bass guitar on it and cleaned it up. And I think George Harrison played. Apparently, George Harrison played on it in the 80s and thought this is shit and fucked it off. But now they've like, it's not a bad song, to be fair. I actually like it. And
can you tell John Lennon wrote it?
I can't remember it.
Can you tell John Lennon wrote it by his words?
Now and Then it's called. It's a really nice song, to be fair.
Permission to have a rant.
Go on.
Yep.
Right, that stupid fucking stick thing again. What? One of the first things I could work out, all the James Bond movies. I thought, I watched the last one that I heard people slagging off a bit. I thought, I've got to watch them all. Just the start of it. What the worst fucking James Bond start and that shit song. There's nothing to the song.
Is it Sam Smith? Was it Sam Smith?
No. See, even I remember that one. I don't like the Sam Smith fella, but at least it was Bondy. You got to give it that. It was Bondy. Don't like the Adele one, but it was Bondy. This was a dull Billy English, not English, something like that.
Billy. I said Billie Eilish, but it's Billie Eilish or something.
Yeah, it's one of the ones. So she's done it. It's just it's very dull, and not one nipple or a slight glimpse of a nude woman in the shadows.
They can't do that anymore, can they? It's all like, you know what I mean?
I like a few of the
everything about it annoyed me, and it goes on for about 3 fucking hours. Right, that's my rant over. Carry on.
I don't think there's any good music come out for years, mate. If there is,
there is, you know, Ian. Honestly, there is. You listen to Radio 6, they play a mixture of old and new. It's surprising how much good. They just don't play it on the normal radios. Radios play some good stuff.
Do you know what?
I listened to a bit of that. I've been listening to these few bands from Australia, mate, and I think they're brilliant, mate. And my son's got me into a few rappers from over here, and a lot like I'm going to see a guy called Paper Potter. Right, it's some fucking rapper from Manchester and everything, and we're going there together. I'm trying to get into live music, mate, and do you know what I mean? Because the atmosphere is live, mate. It's different, isn't it?
Do you know what though? I think going back to Bond themes.
Go on, sorry. Yeah.
I thought Adele's song was fucking good. That Skyfall. I thought it was a tune that myself.
So it was Bondy, weren't it?
Yeah, they always use them same cards, don't they? The James Bond, usually a James Bond. It's written in the framework, in it.
I think all James Bond songs are corny.
You build off it. You know, the Chris Cornell one from Soundgarden was good.
Yeah.
That was like a grower. Because I remember first hearing it, because I'm a massive Chris Cornell fan, seeing him live in Manchester, just in solo. When it came out, I thought, I'm not sure about that. And I really wanted to like it. But there's one of those songs where you keep listening and go, no, this is good, and they get better. Them songs last.
Yeah.
The throwaway pop songs.
But you say that one, I used to think that with James Blunt. Is it James Blunt? She's beautiful. She's beautiful too. Yeah, you know what I mean? I used to love that, play it over and over and over, but I haven't listened to that for bare years.
Yeah, but that's the example of that. It's very catchy. It sounds good at first. It's a throwaway bubblegum shit.
Do you know when I hear the first notes of that song, I always hear this theme from the Hulk when it was going off.
Oh yeah.
Because it started down. I love his brilliant. But I always hear the fucking Hulk theme, and you know what I mean.
I always remember, like, in the morning, like, I'd sleep on the sofa. My kids were babies, and my daughter, when she was just like crawling and walking, she'd always turn over, turn stereo on. She was always like 1.5, 2, and then press play because James Blunt was always in there, and she'd turn it up full, right, nearly fall over. And like,
what's that? What's that, John? Radiohead's version of Spectre? I don't think I've heard that.
we're doing a lot of remixes now, mate. People are doing a lot of covers, and I'm liking them, man. Them covers are good. I've only just realised, right? I've heard this for years. I can't remember what song it is, but Nirvana, right? Kurt Cobain actually said this is a cover of, I can't remember, but a lot of their songs were covers, and I didn't know.
Not a lot, a few. The first ever song they did was a cover. What other song?
The man who sold the man who sold the world.
Yes, that was it.
But the first ever single was a cover. You probably won't remember it. If I did it, you probably wouldn't even know it because it weren't big. But that was a cover. It was like a 60s pop song.
He liked his music, innit? He liked his drugs and his
Oh,
music.
he knew his shit, Kurt Cobain. He brought up his auntie. She was a school teacher, and she saw him as like he's like a genuine artist, you know, and proper didn't want to be a rock star. No, he really, you know. I probably got into more after he died. I was more into Metallica at the time in like the early 90s. I was getting into like the heavy shit. I just thought they were a bit indie.
Yeah. I've never seen him on Top of Pops. I never used to be really into music, right, until I was about like 17, 18 or something. Yeah, I'd listen to like my cousin used to play Groove Rider and shit like that, and it used to pound my head. Do you know what I mean? But my cousins used to play. That's why I love now, like Maxi Priest, Tracy Chapman, and shit like that. Still listen to it now. But
you know, Maxi Priest, while you're on the subject, I think his version of the Cat Stevens song "Wild World" is a lot better than Cat Stevens.
Brilliant, isn't
it? That's one rare example of a cover being better than the original. And another version is Bob Dylan all on the Watchtower, where Hendrix fucking reinvented that song.
Yeah. Did he?
You know,
I didn't know that was a cover of that, man. I didn't know about Watchtower was a cover of.
It was a Bob Dylan song off the John Wesley Harding album, and yeah, Bob Dylan do it. It's just like, you know, it's just Bob Dylan.
Because it was all like, love, man, happy song.
Peter Boothroyd says he likes Def Leppard.
He was saying he loves, what do you call him, Bon Jovi next as well.
Do you know where it comes from, that Def Leppard? John Hulton used to say it, Def Leppard.
He's from like our way somewhere, isn't he? Steve?
All of them are. Have you seen
Def Leppard?
Have you seen Joe Elliott now? It's like fucking hell. It's like 75 or something. It's fucking terrible. Well, it happens to us all, I suppose.
How's was his band doing? Is he doing live music?
All right, yeah. They've been years.
Damnation's Hammer. Damnation's Hammer.
Yeah.
Do they do like what do they do? What kind of gigs do they do?
They're kind of doing just not big gigs, but bigger gigs. They're not touring. They're just doing
bars and that. Like,
I think they're playing in Europe. I think the next like a big gig coming up. And like a festival. Yeah, they are. They're doing a festival in, I think.
He's dropped on that. He's dropped on, hasn't he, for going it? Because I didn't really know he was a bass player, me. But
he's not a bass player. No. He's just started to play bass now.
See, that's mad.
That's really musical.
That's mad, though, isn't it? Though they've let just a man who's not an experienced bass player. I'll
never forget when we started playing. When I think was like 15, I was 16. We were literally we tossed a coin. I'd always played the drums a little bit, so I said I want to be a drummer. Our other mate Arnie, we're all actually recording in 3 days' time. Still after all these years, so Arnie could really play the guitar. Just a few chords, nothing giddy, but he was like the real musician. He said, "Right, let's get a band together." So I could play drums a little bit. And said, "I want to play drums." I said, "Well, let's toss for it anyway." He got the guitar, and Arnie said to him, almost for a joke, says, "You learn to play the lead guitar, so I'll just do the rhythm." Like we thought leads is hard as fuck. Within about 2 weeks, he just did nothing, but his fingers were bled. He could proper play the guitar like what? His brother's the same. His brother's a musical genius. His brother shit on the drums, bass. He'll just pick it up and do it. Way better drummer than I ever was after like a few weeks on the drums. Like what?
So is there any chance that your band is it Bad to the Bone you record now?
Yeah. Not sure. That was the mainish band we were in.
But is there any chance that you could get to support Damnation's Hammer then if you get your shit together and get the? Or is it not on the? No, is it just a?
Well,
it, man.
Tim, the lead singer, is quite sensible, and we've been mates for fucking years. And I've terrorized him for years. I can't even tell you some of the things I've done to him. But I've like jokingly said, right, we've got this song Wasted. I used to sing it. I said, Tim, in the middle of this is at the gig at Camden Underworld where they're playing. I said, can I come on stage and do Wasted? What was? He's going, no, you're not. So please do not. So in the gig, I'm shouting, Wasted. I can see him thinking, fuck off.
Go on, man. You've done loads of shit in your life, Steve, mate. Honestly, I love. When
I do miss playing the drums.
I think, wow.
I've got a gear board here. I play the keyboard. I've been learning to play the keyboard. Trouble is, I can't. Fucking Bisbane's fault. My hand's gone. I can't play the piano because of my hand.
What?
I keep sending me messages, mate.
When you punched Bisbane, did you do your hand?
No, I'm only. He's here at the moment, Bisbane. Actually,
is he? Yeah.
You whacked him over Edwick Craig, didn't you? You got knocked him out.
No,
he's done it recently. You had a fight with him recently.
Yeah, go on, lad.
Yeah, down Wally. Well, yeah, he's around. But I said to his.
Are you joking?
No.
No, but you're not joking. You had to like fight with Bisbane like recently.
Cracked him one.
He's taking piss out of me, isn't he, Jimmy?
Oh no.
He's taking piss. Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, in some ways, we're probably going to bring it when we get the slight plan is when we get the book going and all that. I'm going to stir it a bit more because I've not really said that much about it, and he's obviously never said anything about it because he's going to look a right cunt, isn't he?
Do like a video, like kind of mock calling him out, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think we're going to do all that shit when the book comes out.
I've sent him bare messages, man, right, and said, I know you got knocked out before, bro, and we get deleted, mate. We get deleted, seriously.
Well, Bordy, who comes on.
Yeah, there's a few people said
has messaged him, and he actually replied to Bordy on Twitter and says, "Oh, I've never. This has never happened, but he's got the right name, Steve Beatty. You know, Beatty.
That's right. That rings the bell.
Yeah. So
he's trying to take the piss, man, because of a beat.
I guess but he knows me as damage. I tell you that.
Yeah, exactly. He knows, man. Like you said, he'll never say it because his reputation will go.
It comes across. He's not meant to be a nice person, is he?
Not in real life. I follow him on all these things and all. I quite like his podcast. He's funny as fuck. He's like one of the lads in America making it.
Yeah.
Remember, like, I was working with his cousin, his older cousin, for years. When it actually happened, I actually worked with him all day and was laying this flag. I said, fucking hell. I said, my hands hurting a bit. I fucking end up scrapping again. Well, it's nice. He actually said to me, it's fucking hell damage. When are you going to grow up? I said, you never guess who I'm fighting with. I said, go on. I said, Michael Bisbane. He said, oh, Michael. I said, what do you mean? Oh? He says, he's my cousin. It's his mum. They've got his mum and sisters. Right. So fucking hell, I never knew that. I says, yeah. So he's murdered when he gets going. So he needs to fucking get out of it. I'm not going to go through all the story again.
Yeah.
I know. I love that story, mate. Honestly, every time I see Michael Bisbane, I think about the story. I'm like, what?
Well, the second story is better. The second story is better.
You need it in the book, though. The second story, especially.
We're not going to put it in the book. I've wrote it all down.
Yeah.
That was the point when I talked to him a few months ago. I just written it down in the book. It was bad. I'd just done it that week and contemplated whether to put it in or not. The point of putting it in was to say, I went them 3 years with not one fight, no violence, to show how hard it was and how I had to dig deep not to get in any violence, where really I do have a bit of a violent past. That was the only point of it.
Yeah.
But we don't want to sell the book on that. We don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I feel like you're cheating yourselves because it isn't about that. So we're
it's
not
about your life.
Well, we have wrote it. We have wrote it. We can use it for advertisement. for like to create some kind of bullshit.
It's a back page quote, innit? What'll interest people, man. Do you know what I mean? To buy it, what? Do you know what I mean? It's something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Man. It's the. I mean, obviously, I'll do it for a bit of a joke as well.
Yeah, mate, straight up, man. Him and Rogan are really good friends, innit?
Well, I'll ask him. Said Michael, is there any chance?
No, don't do that, man. Honestly,
Well,
I'll do it.
You never know. This crazy world of the internet. Well, look at didn't that Robbie Brown who fought Decker Joe Rogan found out about him, and he was actually back and forth on Twitter messaging Joe Rogan that Robbie Brown who fought Decker and battered him under a bridge.
How many
it was close, weren't it? It was a lot smaller, weren't it? It was an MMA guy, weren't it?
Yeah, I mean, is it like as a jiu-jitsu? They're all everybody's fucking do that, but
he's full on. Yeah, he looked handy as fuck.
When was this?
That's the big fella.
When was this?
A few months ago, maybe 6 months ago.
And then Decker Eggy's had a full-on meltdown recently, and he went to the Philippines, and he's been I'm doing live streams full of diazes and just drunk out of his head, and he was pissing in a bottle on one of his live streams. He was pissing in a bottle on the live stream, and he's shacked up with some some Thai bird.
Nice.
And Filipino,
yeah, well, whatever. And
embarrassing. Yeah, I sit there like going, "What the fuck is this?" That's where you have to go, right? Why am I watching this nonsense?
I don't know what it was, but in the day, the accusations he's done, it's not good for him to go to that island. But if that girl a certain age or above a certain age, that's probably why he's doing the pictures.
Do you know what? With him,
I don't like commenting about it because I got a lot of shit from that.
You're right. Yeah,
let me just say on him though, he's a fool to his fucking self, because whenever something good was happening for him, he'd announce it before it happened. And of course, they'd all get on it. They say, "Yeah, I'm going to be in a Netflix film with such a body," and everybody would message Netflix saying, "You don't want him on your Netflix program." And he was a fool. What he should have done is come off YouTube years ago and just built his life to a situation where it was above all that. But see, this is this world. I would never announce anything on these platforms that was, you know what I mean, important or anything. I just let people think what they want.
Think of the word narcissist, and I think of him. There's a real. He can't control it because he wants that. Whether it's good or bad, he wants it to be about him.
So in that case, then you tell the truth, wouldn't you? And he still says he didn't do this and he didn't do this. But I know there's actual records, isn't there, how he actually got done for knocking one out with curtains open at window or something.
No, the only thing he got done for was slapping the bird on the arse.
Right.
That's the only thing.
I've seen transcripts. I remember because I had conversations with him and everything, man. Do you know what I mean? And I'd seen loads of people were slating him and messaging me and shit in it. So I was speaking to him anyway because I spoke to him and said I'm going to make a video.
Thank you, Totty, for buying me a coffee on here. Thank you to Totty. Yes. Thank you.
Round of applause, people. Round of applause.
Well, yeah, sorry, what you were saying, boys?
No, you can never tell what people are, man. Do you know, honestly, making the videos, what I made on my channel, right at the beginning, do you know when I was doing all the hard bastards things, right? When I'd made them, I stopped them, right? And I stopped them, like, what do you call it, subconsciously, because it was like, I realised that these people was just the same as the people I can't stand back home.
Yeah,
and I never do.
And that
and dawned on me, do you know what I mean? I'm like, why am I doing this?
That's why when I did the first podcast with Sean Atwood, I knew like the first Bisbee would be a good story and a very good brag, basically. And I thought, I'm not going to tell that story. I'm going to keep it separate. So I don't want to be seen as, look at me, I'm hard as fuck, and I've done this.
That's the cut.
I was really.
That's the clip, that, innit? That's what the clip out, and that's all you'll see.
That will be the clip. That will be the thing. Even though I'd said it the second time we was, but I did think about it because I'd done the first one. I kind of shown that I wasn't about all that I didn't want to grow any notoriety. What's the word for it? That word.
Notorious.
Notoriety.
Notoriety. Yeah,
on the back of that thing.
I remember when you told me that I'd been doing the live for like 5 hours.
Nobody believed it then.
No.
But the second one, especially the second one, it was in the middle of Whalley and everybody knows about it. There was about 20 people seeing it.
No way. Oh man, I'm gonna have to look. Is it on YouTube? No.
No. It's the only time I proper talked about it was with you, Jimmy, about a couple of days after, weren't it? Literally,
Well,
a couple of days after.
Usually, everyone's got the phones out with shit like that, innit?
I'm not joking, but there was, I think, 6 of us lads, and they're all youngsters. They're always on the fucking phone. The one time they didn't, because we kind of forgot about the earlier incident. We was walking to the dog, coming out of one pub to the other. So they've all put the phones away, and it's happened very quick. He just stood outside the pub, the Italian restaurant, waiting for us. Next to where me and Jimmy went for a meal. It was the restaurant next door to that.
Right.
Mike Bisbing were waiting for you outside?
Yeah.
No way, what dick.
And he's gone for my mate Jilly, and he's walking Jilly down. He's going, I'm going to get you fools done. You don't realise you're fucking with. Oh, we're like going, fucking hell. Anyway.
It goes to their heads, doesn't it? All that kind of thing.
But people usually go to the hometown and, do you know what I mean? Say, oh, look, love me, I'm so nice and doing nice things. But Conor McGregor hated in his own town because he's a dickhead as well.
Well, think so. Again, so he thumped that old fella in the pub. I say old fella, same age as me probably. And that's why he's never going to win in this situation. What can he do? So obviously, he would kick the fuck out of me. I've got away with a miracle twice, and I know it. Especially the second time, I've absolutely got away with a fucking miracle. He's come at me. He doesn't think I'm going to punch him. Once he come at me, I've just boxed him on. Miracle.
Sorry. But that was Clint Bruce.
Why is he still trying to bully people with such a big reputation?
I thought it was Martin Redding. Is that Martin Redding?
It says Clint Bruce, doesn't it? No, it's Clint, that is, man, yeah.
Have you dressed up as Martin for crack?
All right, dog walking.
You right, Jimmy? You right, Clint?
That link,
All right.
Hello, Clint. That link in the chat.
All right, dog walking.
That link in the chat is the one where Steve actually brought the news that he smacked Michael Bisping.
Reception. Oh, right. Say again, this reception I got is shit.
Fuck off, Clint. Fuck off.
You're dressing up as Martin Redding now, aren't you, Steve?
No, I'm fucking not.
It's next level
You're
now.
Absolute cunt. Fuck off, Clint.
You want Jimmy?
It's next level now. You need a floppy hat and some lipstick and then coat.
Jimmy, you want to do a Martin Redding competition and see who looks more like it out of them two? Can you spot the real Martin Redding?
Will the real Martin Redding please stand up?
Yes, man.
Clint?
Is Clint doing all right, lad?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Still got my car. Sound lad. Haven't lost my driving license yet.
Yeah, that's all right.
What are you going to lose your
Not license? One single point.
Have you still stopped drinking, Clint?
Hey?
Have you still stopped drinking?
Yeah, I've still stopped drinking.
Ask him if you still stopped eating fucking Magnums.
It looks like your head's floating.
It does, doesn't it? That's what I thought it was. I thought it was a thing floating.
I'm really glad you've come on, Clint.
Is he connecting to dial-up?
And he's out walking his dog, innit? And it's all windy and everything out there, innit? And wind goes through and he can't hear us. And we can't hear much.
Right, boys, we've had a good run here. We've got nearly 2.25 hours of lives that they won't get back. It's been fun.
When I get back home, right?
See you later, Clint. Well, that was riveting. Thank you, Clint, for your input. And thank you for that.
Easy, Clint, lad.
We can't actually top that now. If anybody's interested, I've put the link in the chat of the first live stream I did with Steve, where he brought the news that he'd whacked Bisping.
Oh yeah, let's go and watch it.
So it's in the chat section. If anybody wants to donate to the channel, you can do. Thank you, Ian, for coming on tonight. Thank you, Steve. Lovely to see you both.
Yeah, good to have a good old school reunion.
I'll be on here tomorrow night. You know what I mean? But if any of you's about it, I don't know if you're about it. But good night, everybody. Thanks for contributing and God bless. Peace out.
Good night.
Bye.
Right.